It's been a tough start to the 10-game homestand for the green and gold. The Mariners are hot, and they have come to Oakland playing some good baseball. Winners of 4 straight, the M's are hitting on all cylinders from pitching to clutch hitting. The Athletics have had their hands full. It does not get any easier today. A doubleheader, and who kicks it off? King Felix Hernandez, who has been a thorn in the A's side since he got to the big leagues in 2005. Can the green and gold rebound and get back on track? We'll find out. The A's and the Mariners play 2, and it starts right now. It is doubleheader Wednesday here at the O.co Coliseum. Should be a fun day at baseball. Pitching matchup at Game 1. Felix Hernandez for the Mariners. Dan Straley for the Athletics. The Mariners have won the first 2 games in this 4-game series. Game 1 of the doubleheader. It's the Mariners and the A's coming up on Comcast Sportsnet, California. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Oakland A's baseball. Along with Ray Fosse, I'm Glenn Kuiper. Dan Straley is going to try to straighten things out. He was pretty good in his first 2 starts, Ray. Not so good in his last 4.
You know the old saying, you can't win a doubleheader unless you win the first game? Well, Dan Straley not only trying to recover himself, but trying to get a win for the Athletics. He has struggled. Sometimes he's made the adjustments, started to throw the good breaking ball, which you're seeing there. Curveball, slider, but unfortunately against the Mariners early in the season, this is what happened. 7 strikeouts in the first 4 innings. Then he gave up a couple of home runs. And then in Boston, a little tough time again. So he's been up and down, trying to get a little bit more consistent with his pitches, especially with the breaking ball. And kind of the fastball that he tries to throw inside the left-handers, it's kind of sliding instead of sinking. He wants to try to get the ball down on the zone a lot more.
Felix Hernandez has a contract that runs through 2019. So the A's are going to face him. Right. They need to figure out how to beat him. He's already beat the A's twice this year.
You know, it seems like when he comes to the Coliseum, as his numbers prove out, he is near perfect. And a lot of confidence that he has when he faces the A's, especially here, maybe because of the foul territory. Felix Hernandez has an assortment of pitches that he will throw. He works quickly. He's got a turbo sinker. He's got a great changeup, breaking ball. The thing he does best, he holds something in reserve. If he needs it with runners in score position, he will throw it.
And the A's need a win as they are playing a very hot Seattle Mariners team. And remember, we're going to have both games of the doubleheader for you right here on Comcast Sportsnet, California. We'll have lineups and first pitch for Game 1. It's Straley and Hernandez, your pitching matchup. Stick around.
Comcast Sportsnet California is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Head to Jack in the Box and try the new Jack's Blazing Chicken Sandwich. It's Jack's hottest sandwich yet. And by Toyota, #1 in MPG, durability, and resale value. Toyota, let's go places.
Hey, that looks pretty good. So if you got a doubleheader, you know you're going to see 2 games, you're out in the parking lot, you can take your time, right? You got 18 innings of baseball at least today here at the Coliseum. A's take the field. Here's the game time weather presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Admission-free boardwalk is open this weekend. Beautiful day, 62 degrees, just a light breeze. And the forecast, indeed, a nice day for 2. Traditional doubleheader here at the Coliseum, meaning when game 1 ends, about 30 minutes after that, we'll be ready to go for game 2. Both games right here on Comcast Sportsnet California. So a full day of baseball here in Oakland.
How about the fans in the stands? Whenever first game is over, they can keep their seat warm because they don't have to move.
Relax. Stay
right there. Call for a beverage or a hot dog or something and just sit there and get ready for the second game.
Quick 0-2 to Michael Saunders. So the A's and the Mariners. Mariners have won the first 2 games of the series, 4-2 and 8-3. They're hot, and the A's are struggling just a little bit.
Straley in his first start against the Mariners shut out the Mariners' first 4 innings with a lot of strikeouts, and he of course liked to at least go through the first inning putting up a 0, something the A's have not been able to do.
That one flipped down the left field line, and it's going to drop just foul. Well, let's look at the lineup for the Mariners. Saunders hitting right now. Then Jones, Cano, Hart, Smoke, Seager, Ackley, Miller, and Zunino. And the Mariners have scored 12 runs and banged out 19 hits in the first 2 games of this series. So Straley, the 0-2 pitch to Michael Saunders is outside.
Game in Houston, it was started by Derek Norris. And in that game, he changed, Dan Straley did, as far as his curveball slide a little bit more. Jaso did come in late in the game. And that is a late timeout given because Straley was ready to pitch. And, boy, you hate to see a starter or a pitcher have to stop in the middle of his delivery. And Saunders basically.
Probably too late.
Yeah, he wasn't ready, but that doesn't mean the umpire has to give him time, even though he's not set in the box.
So a hitter can request time, usually verbally, but that doesn't mean the umpire has to give it to him.
Remember the game, Cespedes put his hand up?
That's right.
And the umpire didn't give him. He ended up swinging the bat with one hand, almost hit a home run, but didn't verbally ask for it and wasn't given it.
That one reached for, popped to shallow left. Moss coming in, and he's got it. Saunders is retired.
Dan Straley in the last start against the Red Sox, as we showed really a little bit of bad luck. Left the game trailing by just a run, and unfortunately came out, and that's when the grand slam was hit. But he's 1-2, 5+ earned run average, and just trying to get on track, some consistency, and he's very capable of doing that. And I think it's just redefining, doing something with the slider, the curveball, which are both very good pitches, and the fastball. The location of that pitch is so critical for him, especially inside the lefties.
Straley facing James Jones. AAA numbers for Jones. In the big leagues, he's 3 for 7. And Straley has given up 14 earned runs in his last 19 in the 3rd innings. So a little bit of a struggle right now for Dan Straley.
And with the exception of his last start in Boston, he's given up at least a home run in every game. So from the standpoint of the long ball in Boston, Fenway did not occur. But he left trailing 2-1, and back-to-back games that the Red Sox hit grand slams. As we have talked, the late movement of the fastball of Straley resulting in strikeouts.
Almost a strikeout per inning so far this year. 2-2 to Jones with Cano ready to hit next. Foul back. Defense is straight away for Jones. Kind of nice to see, isn't it, Ray?
Yeah, no shift.
Defenders in their normal Abner Doubleday spots.
They don't know Jones well enough to put a shift on yet. It's too early. I'd like to get the spray charts out and see how he hits the ball. Right now, or at least in this series against the A's, he's been pulling the ball.
Swing and a foul tip right at the plate.
It's almost as if he's not wanting to throw the fastball inside.
Here's the defense for the A's. Moss, Crisp, Reddick in the outfield. Donaldson, Lowry, Sogard, Barton on the infield. And Jaso is your catcher.
Bartolo Colon, when he pitched for the A's, sometimes he would wait before he threw the fastball inside in case it did not have the tailing action that he wanted. Ideally, start the sinker at the hitter, have it break over the plate, but you make a mistake, live it in the middle of the plate. That's what he did with Chu when the Rangers were in town, with a leadoff home run by newly acquired Chu on the Rangers.
So now a full count to Jones.
If there's ever a time to go inside, this is it. Everything has been away from the left-hander.
Foul tip again. Interesting little graphic on Straley. Usage of his pitches and how it changes when he gets to 2 strikes. And basically, he throws the slider 17% more with 2 strikes than he does in any other count in the at-bat. So tries to bury you with the slider is what he's trying to do.
A great changeup to get him to roll over. And, you know, with the slider, good point, because it's the slider that a lot of times is thrown out of the strike zone when he gets the strikeouts, and that's why he likes to bury the slider, throw it in the dirt, try to get hitters to chase. This is a changeup. See the circle change? Great shot of that center field camera showing the grip of the baseball. And the young outfielder rolled over on the pitch. So a great one. He threw it for a strike and also got an easy ground ball out.
Exmo brought to you by Cache Creek Casino Resort.
That was great, Exmo, there to see the grip of the baseball. Change up.
And that would hit very high to right field. Reddick underneath it. He's got it side retired. So 3 up, 3 down inning for Dan Straley, and the A's will come to bat at the bottom of the first when we return. Felix Hernandez, Jaso, Donaldson, Moss, Cespedes, Lowry, Reddick, Barton, and Sogard.
And it's the king. They call him the king in Seattle, and depends where he pitches. He is king usually, but against the Athletics, he's been superb. And look at the numbers: 3-1 with a 253 earned run average. Couple of starts against the A's this year. Each time 101, 104 pitches, 19 strikeouts in 15 1/3 innings, and some of the King's court on hand here this afternoon. He would throw everything. 3 different types of fastball, 2 and 4 seam plus a cutter, curveball, slider, and changeup.
First pitch is a fastball in for a strike to Coco Crisp. Coco hitting .253 with 3 homers, 11 RBIs, and he's 3 for 9 in the series. Lots of at-bats against Hernandez, 61 at-bats. That one bounced past Seager and down the left field line. Ackley picks it up. Coco will stay at first with a leadoff single.
Not bad as an infielder for Ackley to make that kind of play in the outfield, because once Seager could not handle the ball, Coco taking the outside fastball, but Ackley as an infielder moved to the outfield, and Coco had to be thinking 2 all the way. Ackley closed the ground, and he has been a very good outfielder, and I think Coco would have been out if he had tried to go to second, because he got to the ball quickly, made a perfect throw to second, and that kept, of course, the speedy Coco at first base.
So here's Jaso. Coco with a huge jump, and now Hernandez has him. Smoke with the baseball. Coco doing a good job on the rundown, but the ball ends up in the glove of Hernandez, and he puts the tag on Coco for the first down.
Well, Coco, a student of the game, and he figures that once Felix Hernandez looks as he did not commit, somebody either yelled or out of the corner of his eye, Felix Hernandez saw Coco take off, and that's something you don't like to see. Zunino, of course, the catcher, getting there, but Felix Hernandez got in front of Zunino to make the play.
First pitch to Jaso is a fastball for a strike.
So I guess if he tried for double, he'd been thrown out, so he gets picked off without even a pitch thrown to Jaso.
Second base not to be in that at bat for Coco Crisp. And that one up the middle, and Jaso has a hit. A breaking ball. Jaso, who caught the perfect game by Felix Hernandez. Old teammates. Here's the defense for the Mariners. You saw Ackley at left, Jones in center, Saunders in right, Seager, Miller, Cano, Smoke on the infield, Zunino doing the catching. Ray, you talked about Ackley, the fact that he was a second baseman. So he's only been a left fielder for a very short time. And this is not to say he wasn't a good defensive second baseman, but he's better in left field defensively than he was at second base.
Not Alex Gordon of the
yeah.
I mean, Gordon has turned into a Gold Glove outfielder for the Kansas City Royals. He was a third baseman. Same with Ackley. And, you know, second base is not a position that you expect a lot of offense, but it just transformed his game into the outfield and became much better. And now with Cano, he was going to be gone anyway if he had been there.
Would you agree with me if I said it's easier to go from infield to outfield than outfield to infield?
I agree 100%. I think of Robin Yount, who became a Gold Glove center fielder after being a Gold Glove shortstop.
But how often do you see an outfielder change positions and become an infielder?
I've seen
very seldom.
I've seen third basemen become catchers.
Sure.
But usually that's a position where they make themselves pretty good catchers.
That one's driven to center. That's hit well. Jones going back, and he's going to have just enough room. He leaps up right near the wall to make the catch, and Jaso has to hustle back to first.
Time now for the Nissan keys to the game. Well documented. Let's play 2. Today, the day the A's finally get to Felix, and the key there is that in the 2 starts this year, he's retired the first 11, retired the first 10 in back-to-back starts against the A's, one here and one up in Seattle. The A's have gotten to him late. But as always, the key against the #1 pitcher of a team is that your pitcher, in this case Dan Straley, pitch effectively against the Mariners, hold the offense down, and try to peck away at one of the best pitchers in the league in Felix Hernandez.
So 2 outs. Here's Boss. So 2 singles and an out to the center field wall against Felix Hernandez. .262 the average for Moss. He's 2 for 7 in this series, and he's got a base hit to left field. So 3rd hit in the inning.
Well, Brandon Moss, one of the best at doing this, taking the outside fastball, and you know, maybe to the point that he was thinking off speed, stayed on the fastball, and as a result swung at it late and hammered to left center, not in the gap to be able to score. J-So as the ball sliced back to the left fielder. But great approach by Brandon Moss. You look at all 3 hits been opposite field. Coco up the middle by J-So, and now opposite field by Brandon Moss. And Coco's thinking, man, if I hadn't got picked off, I would have scored. I could have been sitting in the dugout with a run.
Yep. Toweling off. First pitch to Cespedes, swing and a miss. Cespedes 257, 5 homers, 19 RBIs. He had a home run last night that cut the lead to 4-3, and at that point you were feeling pretty good. But then things got away from the A's in the top of the 9th inning. Fastball just a touch outside, 92 miles an hour.
And the ball that Cespedes hit last night, called back on April the 5th, he hit a similar ball down the left field line in the 9th inning off Felix Hernandez, who was trying to complete the game. It was after Lowry had homered and just pulled it foul. Home run distance, but was just foul. Rodney came in and got the save, but we've seen too many times with Felix Hernandez pitching and try to get him early because he's as good as anybody settling down after struggling in the early part of the game.
J-So at second, Moss at first. And the pitch is bounced in the hole. Miller backhands, throws to second. Cano is there. Side retired. A's get 3 hits, but do not score. No score after 1. Authentic fans know where to find the best deal in Bay Area baseball. Comcast Sportsnet California's Authentic Fan Fridays right here at the Coliseum. This Friday, get a ticket in our value deck behind home plate. Get some A's fan sunglasses. You're going to get a cheer card and a $6 food and drink voucher, all for one great price. Best deal in Bay Area baseball is Comcast Sportsnet Authentic Fan Fridays. Log on to csncalifornia.com for details. So Friday night, it'll be the White Sox in town. Hart skies one deep left center field, and the Mariners take a 1-0 lead. Corey Hart, a high, towering drive to left center field.
You know, one thing he has shown in this series, and really since joining the Mariners, he does not wait around. He swings at everything, as he did against Gregerson last night. Swung at some sliders down in the dirt, and swinging at the first pitch. How about this fastball? And right there for him to crush it. He knew it was gone. And there's a difference of Josh Donaldson just not quite enough. This one clearly enough, and that quickly 1-0 lead.
So 5th home run for Hart, 8th home run that Straley has allowed, and here's Justin Smoke.
Well, location of the fastball, and that's the bottom line. And Dan Straley knows it, especially with the movement or lack of movement sometimes.
Good changeup there from Straley. So the Mariners, as they've done in the first 2 games in this series, take an early lead. Mariners are 16-15 on the year. They've won 4 in a row. They've won 9 out of 11, and they come into this game just 2 games behind the A's in the standings. Now it's very early, obviously, to worry a whole lot about the standings. But I think if you're the Seattle Mariners, hey, they've been bad for a while. They are trying to get this thing headed in the right direction, so maybe it is a little bit of a bigger deal for them.
Absolutely, and when you lose 8 in a row and you come back the way they have, it's a huge deal. Because you lose 8 in a row, you get several games under 500, then you get back to the 500 mark, and basically they're just trying to improve on that. Another good off-speed pitch, and Smoke very aggressively swinging the pitch out of the strike zone.
Number 15, Kyle Seager.
So that's the first strikeout for Straley. And the Mariners are 2 behind the A's. The Rangers are 2 behind the A's. The Angels are 2.5. Early season standings. Here's Seager with the shift on. Seager takes a strike. Mariners are 11-9 away from home. This is their 21st road game. They've only played 11 home games. So they've been gone a lot.
They must be following the A's. Usually the West Coast teams kind of piggyback on each team. A's, that we know, have been on the road a lot. But the Mariners, and yeah, it all evens out. 81-81.
You keep telling me that.
When the season's over, that's the way it will be.
Well, they're playing 23 of their first 33 on the road. So if you get out of that over 500, done a pretty good job.
The team that has had success, as the Mariners have, scoring early. Of course, it gives them the opportunity to be in the visiting team. And you get on the board, whether the first inning or in this case the second inning, that helps the pitcher.
Seager hitting .231 with 5 home runs. And there's a strike, 3-2. The umpires today, Lance Barrett calling balls and strikes. Pat Holberg is at first. Ron Culpa, who's the crew chief today, at second. Ed Hickox is at third. And the 3-2 pitch is outside.
The missing umpire from the first 2 games, Dana DeMuth, who, as we have seen, when it was a doubleheader, home plate umpire, in this case Lance Barrett, will not work the second game. I don't know if Culpa will umpire. Holberg is the substitute, or at least the fill-in. The doubleheader, they bring in an extra umpire. See, they don't play 2 either.
No, they're not playing 2. Dave DeMuth says, I'll see you. Maybe around 3 o'clock.
That's right.
Ackley, 256. Homer, 13 RBIs. He's got 10 hits and 24 at-bats against the A's this year. He taps this one slowly. Sogard charges, flips backhand, throw to first, not quite in time. So a long backhanded flip by Sogard. So Ackley on the fielder's choice.
Couldn't get to the ball quickly enough to tag the runner, so he had to do the backhanded flip, which is a very strong one. And now we're coming across the bag. Not much on the throw from him. Crap, I don't want to disappoint you, but that home run by Ackley, the 1 in the column, came against Straley. I know. Back on April the 5th. That put the Mariners on the board, a 2-run shot.
Here's Brad Miller. Miller swings and misses. Miller hitting .186, 3 homers, 9 RBIs. Miller's got a home run against the A's this year. Kind of like Jonathan Villar from the Astros. He's not hitting against anybody else, or he wasn't, but he sure was against the A's.
Pretty nice recovery by Derek Barton. It looked like Australia either slipped or something happened on the throw to first, because it almost got by Barton, and of course it could have also hit the runner. Nice recovery.
Fastball outside to Miller. Mike Zunino waiting in the on-deck circle. A Corey Hart home run leading off this inning. He's given the Mariners the 1-0 lead. Well, you do always worry about falling behind Felix Hernandez, knowing that if he's on, how difficult runs can be.
We saw him in the first inning. We have seen him in the past. When he gets runners in scoring position, he's a different pitcher. And that's when good pitchers do get better and hold certain velocities, especially on the fastball in reserve, to throw it. Perfect example was Donaldson on that April the 5th. He said something at Felix, the runner at third, and he said, uh-oh. Maybe shouldn't have said that, because talk about bearing down and
don't make him mad.
No.
Missed again, 3-1.
This time, Lance Barrett not calling, maybe outside. Definitely had the height, not too high. Maybe floated off the plate.
There's a strike. So now full count.
So Hart hit the high fastball for a home run, and Barrett's calling them, because this is the upper part of the strike zone. Sometimes you will not see umpires calling the strike just below the letters. And pitch, depending on the velocity, is hard to hit. Hart didn't have any problems.
Ackley runs, and the pitch is just a bit low. So Straley got the high strike. Yep. He did not get the low strike on 3-2.
And you know, Miller took that and headed to first base, probably exactly like you said. You just call the high strike. You're not going to call the low one also, at least you hope not. But the one that he took for ball 4 looked like a better pitch.
Mike Zunino.
So here's Zunino, 2 on, 2 out. Zunino hitting .244, 4 home runs, 15 RBIs for the young catcher. And that curve stays way high. Mike Zunino did not spend a whole lot of time in the minor leagues. He was the 3rd overall pick in the 2012 draft. And he was in the big leagues last year, playing in 52 games.
Now, just thinking also about Kenji Jojima, who was with the Mariners coming over from Japan. He left and went back to Japan and left at least a year, maybe 2 years on his contract. And maybe that worked to benefit Zunino. But Jojima, okay, but not a great catcher. Zunino looks like he can be a very good one.
Yeah, I think Zunino could be around for a while. Maybe rush to the big leagues a little bit, but he's learning at this level.
And at that position, it's a good fastball from Straley, but learning at the catcher position in major leagues, first and foremost, handle the pitching staff, and he's done a good job.
Fastball outside, not by much, 2-2 the count. This one is inside, so now it's a full count. Ackley will run from second, Miller will run from first. Decent speed on the bases for the Mariners.
Well, it looks like for Straley to throw on his slider, a curveball, it's not finishing with the pitch, and as a result leaving them up out of the strike zone, and he needs to get the biting slider the harder they swing at.
And that one chased by Zunino. So a couple of strikeouts for Straley, but a home run by Corey Hart. It's 1-0 Mariners. McDonald's. This was April 11th of this year at Safeco Field. Felix Hernandez strikes out 11. His line that night, 7 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, and those 11 strikeouts against the Athletics. And he picked up his 3rd win of the year.
Yeah, that was Supreme Court night, not just King Felix Court.
A lot going on that night. Big, huge crowd.
They usually have the King's Court down the left field line. Well, that was Supreme Court night, so they had all those yellow shirts. I thought your comment was great that they gave away the gold shirts for the Athletics.
Yeah, A's fans were there.
Yeah, so they got a chance to don the gold jerseys. And I don't think the A's wore their alternate that night. That would have been good, though.
They should have. Maybe next time.
Well, Lowry took King Felix deep back on April the 5th. That was in the 9th inning, though. After the Mariners had a 3-0 lead. Oh, don't give him help now. Lowry shooting a glance back quickly to Lance Barrett, and the ball tailing away. And of course, Lowry's been on the field with some of the pitches called out of the strike zone in the top half of the inning. That's usually what hitters don't like, to see pitches that are called balls, and all of a sudden there are strikes against you.
This one tapped in the hole. Miller backhand, straightens up, throws a little high. Smoke reaches up to grab it. And that's out number 1. So Lowry is retired, and that'll bring up Josh Reddick. Shutdown innings, right around the league average for Felix Hernandez. And we showed you those highlights from that April 11th start. So Hernandez beat the A's on April 5th and April 11th, and at that point he was sitting at 3-0, but he's winless in his last 4 starts since then. Now, he hasn't pitched poorly in any of those 4 starts, but he hasn't picked up a win either. Thus, the record sitting at 3-1. The ERA is very good, 2.53. So there's the 4 starts. Now look at the ERA. So you got a loss and 3 no decisions, and your ERA is 2.88. He's dealt with low run support really his whole career.
But you know what I think happens when, not that hitters don't try to score runs, but you also have to realize that the opposing pitcher facing your hitters are doing their best, so they may not score as many runs. And also you think, well, King Felix, you're supposed to pitch shutout every time. We don't have to score as many runs. Doesn't usually work that way, but I'd say the opposing pitcher really bears down hard on the hitters of the Mariners when he pitches.
There's a line drive center field. Jones got a very nice jump, and he gets over into left center field to make the catch. That was a nice play.
Well, Sunday in Boston, Josh Reddick, well, you thought this was going to really be serious, and it was, as he rolled his ankle in the batter's box. Said he stepped in a hole right there, and boy, that looked like it was going to be serious. Had to come out of the game, but actually seeing him Monday walking around without limping at all after being taken out of the game was a doubleheader, or a double play that occurred when that ball was hit, but tried to talk himself in the lineup on Monday. Didn't work out.
Barton swings and misses. A's with a off day tomorrow. I might have said the White Sox are in town this weekend, and that is not accurate. White Sox are in town Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. The Washington Nationals are in town, so I stand corrected on that.
They're playing today and evidently had an hour and 45-minute rain delay to start the game.
Yeah. Against the Dodgers. They're now in the 5th inning in Washington. 2-2 game. And Nationals will be off tomorrow, so they will travel to the Bay Area. So it'll be interesting to see a pretty good Nationals team with Matt Williams as their manager. Nationals with good pitching. Score some runs. Missing a couple of their stars, and Harper and Zimmerman, but still it's a good all-around team.
Former A's pitcher, a fan favorite here, Gio Gonzalez with the club. Jerry Blevins also out of the bullpen for the Nationals.
Line drive, left field, the base hit. Big swing by Barton. So that's the 4th hit off Felix Hernandez.
High fastball, you try to think about his off-speed pitches and the turbo sinker and the changeup. That was a high fastball. Barton reacted late and hammered it to left field. And man, if Seager had caught this ball, who knows what Barton would have done. He jumped and missed it, of course, but Barton would love to see some of the hits drop, and that's a good start for him today. And what might be a long day for a few players if they play both ends of the doubleheader.
First pitch to Sogard is called a strike. Sounds like Gio Gonzalez is scheduled to pitch Sunday.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Strasburg is pitching today, so the A's will not see Steven Strasburg. Sogard bounces it to Cano. Side retired. So hitting a runner left, and we're through 2. Game 1 of the doubleheader. It's the Mariners 1 and the A's nothing. hard home run in the second inning. Only run in the game so far. Top of the order for Seattle. Saunders shows bunt, takes just a little bit long. There's no day games in the National or in the American League today. Although there's a bunch of interleague games going on right now. I counted 5 last night, which is a bit odd.
This early, they usually start June, but of course an interleague game every series because of 15 and 15 teams, so, but not 5 in a day.
Sogard waits for it to come down. He's got it.
Something new, folks. This is good. Sunday, June 1st. Join the fun as the A's give away the first ever chip and chili platter. Not Chip and Dale, chip and chili platter presented by Ross. Dressed for less. This one-of-a-kind item recognizes A's bench coach Chip Hale and hitting coach Chili Davis. Reading it like this. The chip and chili platter will be a great addition to your summer barbecue. For information, tickets, visit athletics.com/tickets or call 877-493-BALL. Chip and chili.
I like it.
How about that? I think that's great to recognize those guys. They do a great job.
Lowry spins, throws. Not quite in time, but a heck of a play by Judd Lowry, ranging far to his left. Jones is very fast, and he's coming out of that left-handed batter's box.
He's slapping the ball and running fast. Barton trying to stretch, but just the speed, too much speed, and too far for Lowry half to range to his left, especially to make the 360 turn to try to throw him out.
Is he not a tall version of Juan Pierre or what?
That's a good
he is a
good comparison, especially the way his pant legs and everything.
Right. So here's Robinson Cano with Jones at first. Big hole on that right side. Pitches outside.
Well, Lowry, at that point, all he had to do or could do is spin and throw, pick up his target, and that's simply just too much speed. Great to have that kind of speed to get a lot of infield hits, maybe even think about stealing a base.
Not running, and there's a fastball first strike. So 1-1 to Cano, who hit a deep fly ball to right field to end the first inning. The Royals are playing in San Diego, so there's an interleague game going on right now. Royals got 3 in the first against the Pods. All those teams in the AL Central are looking up at the Tigers, who are hot. Tigers have won 7 in a row.
There's only one team in that division that wants to run away with it and have everybody look up to them, and it's a team that's right there where they are right now, the Tigers.
That's exactly right.
Everybody else trying to get back in the pack. It's a good fastball, a little bit higher than the one that was called low to Miller last inning. But no, surprisingly, taking 2 fastballs from Straley makes you think he's looking for something else, maybe off speed.
Fastball is outside, so the count even at 2-2. Yeah, those Tigers will host the Astros tonight. Peacock and Porcello to pitch in that one. Tigers with the best record in the American League at 19-9. It's one of those divisions you got to be careful. The Indians, who were a playoff team last year, they're already 7.5 games out of first place. Now, again, it's still the first week of May. Bounce towards Sogard. He charges, flips to second. Lowry back to first. Double play. 4-6-3 double play, and that ends the top of the third. Bottom of the third coming up, and it'll be the top of the order for the A's.
Corey Hart, 1-0 lead by the Mariners. How about time for the forward right choice? How about a tailor-made 4-6-3 double play? Maybe not tailor-made, but these guys made it look easy. And that was Robbie Cano hitting the ball to Sogard, a little backhanded flip. He's done that already twice, only a little bit more time this time for Lowry to get out of the way of the hard slide by Jones coming in at second base. So there's your forward right choice, and it's a good one. Turning 2 in the 3rd inning against the Mariners. Soge and Punto very good for the backhanded flip and getting a lot on the throw to the shortstop.
First pitch to Coco Crisp is a strike. Coco singled, leading off the bottom of the 1st, and then he was picked off. So, Ray, game 2, which we'll have here for you on Comcast Sportsnet California. Erasmo Ramirez is going to pitch for the Mariners. We know that for sure. And it sounds like the situation for the A's is if Drew Pomeranz is not used in game 1, then really the only way he would be used if Straley was to get knocked out early. Smoke will flip to King Felix for out number 1. So if Pomeranz is not used in game 1, then it looks like he is going to start game 2.
It's kind of the plan. That's the way it looks. And of course, even going back to last night, if Pomeranz was used, he is in the bullpen. That is the bullpen of the Athletics. So he's there and is available in the first game. But if he's used, then it would not allow him to be able to pitch in the second game. Now, if he were assured of starting the second game, he wouldn't be here. He might not even be at the park yet. Might be showing up. And
Cano backhands, flips to first. Jaso hit that ball hard, but he's retired. Now the A's, both teams are allowed to bring up a 26th man for both games. We found that out before the game for both games. So Arnold Leon, right-handed pitcher, was called up from Sacramento. Pomeranz was used in this game. Leon would start game 2, but he's here for insurance. So that's the game 2 starting situation. But it will indeed be Erasmo Ramirez for the Mariners, that's for sure.
Ricky?
Activate Ricky, that's not a bad idea. Work a walk, he can work a walk.
Yes, he could.
1-1 to Donaldson.
He was a Mariner, too. As we all know, Ricky scored a big run for the Mariners, but I think Ricky believes he can still play right now. That's amazing. Even the Hall of Fame. Just put that plaque on hold for a little while and come back.
That'd be a great feeling. How old is he? Early 50s, man. To still have in your, maybe be pretty sure that you could still play and have nobody really be able to say, you know what, there's no way he could play, because I think all of us feel like he probably could.
That's right. He could draw a walk. You know that.
He's in great shape. He probably could still make a good effort.
Still go back to the time when Jim Palmer actually had been back to the Hall of Fame and went to Florida and tried to make a comeback after he'd been in the Hall of Fame. Ricky was under the impression that once you're in the Hall of Fame, you're done. I said, no. Jim Palmer did it. Ricky's eyes lit up and said, maybe I'll try. The biggest question is somebody giving him the opportunity.
Yeah.
And you just you don't see it, and especially at that age. For a position player, pitchers have pitched. I mean, Nolan Ryan pitched in the mid-40s. And that was the old conventional good fastball curveball. But knuckleball pitchers who pitched late into the 40s.
So full count to Donaldson, who hit a fly ball to center field, deep center field in the first inning.
Chances of Josh Donaldson getting a fastball here, that's the problem as a hitter. 3-2, you can say, well, he's going to throw me a fastball, but Felix Hernandez can throw so many pitches and have control with all the pitches. You can't sit at the plate and look for one.
And he got a fastball 92 miles an hour, but a little on the outside half.
And hit late. It's almost as if he was thinking maybe off speed, but you have to protect. You know, some pitchers you can just load up and look fastball and get it, but the two-seam fastball that Felix Hernandez throws, in addition to the great changeup, those are devastating pitches for a hitter.
And he missed outside with another fastball. 2-out walk for Dallas.
State Farm is giving you the chance to win MVP tickets, a prize pack for Catfish Hunter Bobblehead Day, and a once-in-a-lifetime meet-and-greet opportunity with the 1974 A's team. Enter to win at winwithstatefarm.com/Oakland A's by May 16, and you could be a winner. 1974. Well, it was great last year at the 73 reunion to have the lineup on hand for that celebration.
So you could meet players from the 1974 World Championship team. I want to meet Ray Fosse.
How are you, Kite?
Nice to meet you, Ray. You were one of my favorite players. It's the top of the fourth inning from the Coliseum. Game one of this doubleheader. Interesting note I saw today about doubleheaders, which are pretty non-existent in Major League Baseball now.
I think you could drop the pretty. Yeah. Just non-existent.
You're right. They're non-existent right. Unless it's a makeup one. So this is the second traditional doubleheader. When we say traditional, meaning game one ends and game two starts 30 minutes later. Not a day-night doubleheader. So that's kind of the definition of a traditional doubleheader. There's only been two, including this one, in the last 16 years.
Wow.
And the other one was just a couple of years ago, and it was on the schedule right from the get-go. It was right after the All-Star break, if I remember correctly. The Angels and the A's played a doubleheader. I think it was a 4 o'clock, 7:30 doubleheader.
Well, it was a that would have been after the All-Star break, and instead of a 3-day break, they took the 4-day break and had the doubleheader.
But it was on the schedule right when it came out at the end of the year before. So, but this one, traditional doubleheader, but of course a makeup from, what was it, April 1st rainout? Is that what it was? Or April 4th? That's right. This was the tarp game, which unfortunately we're referring it as.
Not the tarp catch.
That's right. That's right. The second game of the year was rained out, and then the A's and the Indians played a doubleheader. So.
And that was the split. That was a 2-gate split doubleheader, day-night. And that was a scheduled first game, scheduled second time start. The only time was in Boston a few years ago when the hurricane was coming through and started at 12, supposed to start the second one at 5, and ended up playing the first one past 6. And
that was something.
It was a mess.
That was a day that I don't think any of us will ever forget. The first one started late because it was delayed, and then there was a couple delays during the second one. And the whole time, there's a hurricane coming, and we got to get out of town because if we don't, they're going to make us stay in Boston for a couple days. That was quite a day.
But the bus left the hotel at 9 a.m. The A's left Boston at 12 o'clock midnight. Going to Cleveland.
We were ready to get out of there.
Yeah. So were the umpires. They joined us.
That's right. Shift is on. Ball grounded right to Lowry. Smoke is retired. Today, it's just a very nice, comfortable afternoon for baseball.
Now batting, number 15.
So 2 outs for Seager. Seager checks his swing, could not do it, and he went around. Interesting. Donaldson, who's playing the shortstop spot, right as the pitch was coming, and we've seen him do this occasionally. He just starts charging, and he stops on the infield grass.
And really let the hitter know, I'm coming in, so don't think about bunting. And I don't think in this situation a bunt with 2 outs is a smart play, even with a shift employed by the A's.
At that time, Donaldson just kind of eased in a little bit, but the pitch before, he actually sprinted in about 7 or 8 steps.
You know, if they really think a hitter's going to pull a ball in this case with 3 on the right side, why not put a 4th over there? Why not just vacate the entire left side of the infield?
Because, yeah, I mean, if whether Donaldson's playing where he's playing or not, a bunt is he doesn't have any play at all. 1-2 to Seager. And Seager rips one. Coco on the move in right center. Coco near the wall, and he caught it. And Coco is down.
I remember earlier he dove for a ball on the left side, the same thing, and he banged up against the wall, his left side again, and Josh Reddick is calling for assistance.
So a sensational play by Coco Chris, but now the concern is for Coco. He is still down on the warning track. Just now walking off the field very slowly. And, you know, we don't know what it is, but boy, his neck and his back sure hit the wall hard.
Now watch his head, watch his left side. His head kind of snapped, and as he was holding his head, rubbing the back of his neck as he was walking in, but never once looked at the wall. Total concentration on the baseball as he made the catch. He knew he was going to hit the wall. He did, and boy, all his speed with the backside, his neck and back around the name hit hard against the wall. and went down, and amazing how he can make that play and still hold on to the baseball, glove in hand, and the baseball in the glove.
So he walks right by the guy that he robbed. Both of them had a little smile on their face. So let's hope Coco's okay. And just an absolutely sensational catch up against the right center field wall.
And they robbed Prince Fielder in the division series last year, taking the ball away from him in right center field and jumped up high over the wall. Unfortunately, this one he had to try to catch it and banged into the wall.
So he's going to head up with Nick Paparesta. And when we hear something, we will pass it on. So it's the bottom of the fourth inning. Cespedes, Lowry, and Reddick to hit off Felix Hernandez. Fastball outside, 1-1. 4 hits for the A's. They got 3 hits in the first inning, but could not score. Coco got picked off. That was a big play in that game, or in that inning. Cespedes towards center, shallow. Jones coming in, and it's going to fall. And then it bounces past him. Cespedes will stay at first. Did not look like James Jones got a real good read on that ball, and it dropped in for a hit.
Well, not the good read, and also, unfortunately, for outfielders, at times when a big hitter's the plate, once they swing, they break back initially thinking the ball's going to be over their head, and that ball jammed Cespedes. And of course, with the hamstring injury, not running hard to first base, but a slight movement back by Jones and then trying to grab with the bare hand. Fortunate thing for Jones was the fact that Saunders was backing him up. Once he missed the ball, Saunders hustled over from right field.
So here's Lowry. Thing we haven't mentioned, Ray, is Lowry, who's been struggling as of late, dropped down in the lineup, hitting 6th today.
There are times with Jaso playing that he has been inserted in the second spot, but if that's the case, Lowry hits 3rd.
So 1-1 the count to Lowry, whose average is now at 267. Lowry 1 for 9 in the series. And he bounces that one towards short, right near the bag, but kicks off the shortstop Miller, and everybody's going to be safe as Cespedes has to hustle back. Could have been a double play, and Miller missed it. Almost looked like he kind of let the hop play him.
That's a great point, and it was tailor-made. The ball sinking away, got up on his hands. It looked like he was ready to flip the ball before he had in his glove, and Cespedes rounded the bag aggressively. But it was as tailor-made. All he had to do was catch the ball. He's going to flip it to second to Cano, but maybe even he could have taken it himself. But backpedaling, the ball ate him up, and fortunately, A's caught a break, and they better take advantage of these breaks because these don't come that often with Felix on the mound.
Reddick rolls it foul, so obviously an E6 second error in this series for the Mariners. So maybe a misplayed ball in center field and an error, and the A's have 2 out and nobody out.
Well, as we talked in our open about how the A's throughout the season, early part of the season, took advantage of mistakes made by the opposition. And they need to do it in this inning because it's been a gift so far.
Reddick bunts it. He bunts it in the air up over the backstop. And the count 0-2. Reddick hit a line drive to Jones in center in the second inning.
And this is on his own. This is not a sacrifice. He's trying to push the ball to 3rd. And I would think he would have been doing it on his own. Sometimes a player will do something like that instead of going by the sign, which in most cases it's swing away.
But this, Ray, Felix Hernandez, the 4th most strikeouts in the American League coming into the start. He does not have a strikeout yet tonight.
It's hard to believe, and actually the A's, especially in the first and now in this inning, actually had a runner on base every inning.
That one bounced fair. Smoke has it. He looks at second, decides to get the sure out at first. So a productive out for Reddick. He moves both the runners up.
A's had the same opportunity when Felix pitched earlier. And we'll see how they approach it in this time, because this is when we have seen Hernandez become a different pitcher. He knows that a ground ball, a run's going to score. And it will be an unearned run, because actually it should be 2 outs and maybe even out of the inning. But now the second and third, great opportunity for the A's. And a ball put in play on the ground, on the infield, with the exception of the pitcher, maybe third, is going to get a run.
First pitch to Barton. Good curveball. Snaps right in there for a strike.
Okay. Felix also knows he doesn't have a strikeout. He knows right now that's what he wants.
Yes, he does.
And he's a strikeout pitcher. And
well, he doesn't have to. I mean, he's got first base open too, so he can make his pitch. Sogard is the on-deck hitter. Outfield straight away for Barton. And that one hit on the ground, and that's going to get the run home. Cano scoops it up. So Barton puts it in play, gets the RBI, and we're tied at 1.
That is a great at bat, because pitchers get better. And Derek Barton, one thing he's talked about, took a first pitch curveball. He said, I want to be more aggressive. I want to swing earlier in the count. And this time the fastball he takes this is probably a strike. Broke his bat, hit the ball to the right side, got the ball on the ground, got a run in. Nice job by Derek Barton.
So Barton gets his 5th RBI of the year. And here's Eric Sogard. Gentry comes out into the on-deck circle. That's Coco's spot. Sogard grounded out to second his first at bat. Now 2-1 with the go-ahead run down at third. Lowry. Six pitches so far for Felix Hernandez, with 2 outs here in the 4th inning, and now 3-1. You see Felix kind of glancing away, a little frustrated.
I think Felix Hernandez also knows that Coco's not in the lineup any longer. Gentry's in the on-deck circle, and we hope Coco is okay after banging into the wall. And this is where Sogard try to be aggressive and maybe expand the strike zone.
Not close.
Not that far. And I don't know that Felix is thinking so much about the right-hander coming up, but maybe also not necessarily wanting to get into Sogard, the lefty, when he did fall behind.
So here's Gentry hitting for Coco Crisp. So a run in for the A's as they have tied it here in the bottom of the 4th. They've had plenty of base runners today against Felix Hernandez.
Well, Zunino blocked one ball with Sogard at the plate. Kind of backhand the ball in the dirt, but it's a challenge sometimes with the runner at third. The ball that's thrown in the dirt to try to block it. That's where Zunino has been good at blocking balls in the dirt, and pitcher knows that his catcher will block them. He can throw his normal pitches, especially the hard sinker.
Fastball inside to Gentry.
One thing the A's do not lose, but Gentry pinch hitting for Coco is the speed and the coverage of the outfield. He can play center, play all 3 outfield positions, and so Gentry will step in and go into center field, be able to cover the same amount of ground. The only thing, he is not a switch hitter as Coco is.
Runner goes. no throw as Zunino did a pump fake. So Sogard will have a stolen base. First steal in the series for the A's.
Never a plan to throw through to second base as Cano went over to cover late. But with the runner at third, first and third and 2 outs, maybe the Mariners thought a play might be put on by the A's.
Strike call, didn't have to be.
Wow. Well, we talked about the low strike, high strike, and he's calling the high one. That to Miller was not a strike, and one to Miller was better by Straley. Let's hope reputation isn't entering into this equation.
Fastball, and Gentry did not go.
Well, you're tempted with a high fastball. It looks good, but definitely held it up. Strong right arm to hold up the swing.
Jaso in the on-deck circle. You see what Felix Hernandez throws Gentry 3-2. And here it is. And it was fastball, foul tip. Fastball running in on Gentry, and Gentry just got a piece of it.
He's asking to strike, and it was. The movement on this at two-seamer coming right inside, and just enough of a foul tip that it took the ball from the pocket of Zunino's glove. Catcher's mitt to the hard pan around the pocket.
3-2 again, and that one's driven to left field. Ackley to his left makes the catch. Side retired. A's get a run, a costly error by the Mariners, and we're headed to the 5th. It's now a 1-1 game.
TV Premium, the #1 live streaming sports service, is now available. Join the millions of subscribers. Watch every out-of-market game live in true HD on over 400 devices. Visit athletics.com for details. New ball game, 1-1, and great for Dan Straley pitching the 5th inning.
Ackley, Miller, and Zunino, the bottom 3 here in the top of the 5th. So Gentry stays in the game. Still not have heard a report on Coco Crisp. We'll let you know when we do. Just joined us last half inning, or last inning I should say. Coco made a terrific catch. It banged up against the right center field wall and had to leave the game. Ackley reached on a fielder's choice in the 2nd inning. Pop-up foul, changeup from Straley. This is the play that we're talking about. And knocked Coco out of the game.
Well, he plays center field great, and he showed it on this play. And see the upper part of the padding kind of give as Coco hit it. Fortunately, the wall was padded, or is padded. It took some of the blow.
Ackley to left field. Moss a long run near the line. He's got it. One out here in the top of the 5th inning. Shutdown innings for Straley. He's 7 for 9.
How do you think Brandon Moss feels? He starts a game the other night in left field, loses the ball in the lights. So he's rewarded by getting a start in left field with the sun today.
Yeah, of course. He's not going to lose the ball in the lights.
No, not the lights. The sun, as this game progresses, the day progresses, it'll be a little tougher, but he's handled everything so far very nicely. But both the sun and the lights are about as extreme as it can be for an infielder and outfielder. I've seen Brooks Robinson lose the ball in the lights in Baltimore, which is really something you don't expect for an infielder. But for a high chopper, it can happen. But scary feeling with the sun or the lights. You can't find the baseball.
Good pitch there by Straley, right on the inside corner to Miller. So 1-2. Miller walked in the 2nd inning. And he swings and misses, and that's the 3rd strikeout for Straley.
Well, just sneaky and down in the zone. Of course, last time Miller took a similar pitch, maybe a little bit closer to the middle of the plate, but height-wise, it was called a ball 3-2. This time, swung right through it.
So Zunino steps in. 2 quick outs here. 6 in a row retired by Straley, and one of those 6 was a double play. So the 2nd inning got him with the 26 pitches. He's at 75 right now. So, and that one hit down the left field line. Into the corner is Moss, and it is, and that's a home run. Just over the wall. So Zunino gives the Mariners the lead right back with a solo home run. It just dropped right over the wall, right near the foul pole. In fact, it may have even hit the foul pole, but it was right in that area.
Well, just like that, you scuffle to get a run against Felix Hernandez and a hanger breaking ball, and this is a hanger. Look at, just stay right there. Zunino, a little bit towards the end of the bat, but still high enough and just right down the line for 330. And if it went 330 and a half, that was about it.
Maybe about it. Saunders pops it up to shallow center. Gentry coming in, and Gentry has it side retired. So Mike Zunino with a 2-out solo home run here in the top of the 5th. Bottom of the 5th coming up. The Mariners have the lead back at 2-1. watch where it hits. Watch the bottom of the foul pole screen.
So hitting that is going to be a home run anyway. Just happened to hit the screen. It's over the fence, but so that's 330 and a half.
Yeah,
331. That's about it. But just any other part of the park, it's going to be caught. But right at the 330 and just enough to get over, it'll be a home run.
Well, it's frustrating too because Australia got the first 2 outs quickly.
And it's just the curveball. He could not snap it. The ones today that, of course, he's gotten away. Zunino actually struck out on a 3-2 breaking ball that was a hanger. Couldn't stop his swing this time. Similar hanging breaking ball and then hit for a home run. And that's the time if you can throw those slider or curveball hard, you don't get those kind of swings. They get fooled and they either swing through or top them.
And you wonder too, Ray, with Zunino striking out on what at that point was not a real great breaking ball, but still a breaking ball on 3-2. He's got to be thinking, listen, he threw me a breaking ball with 2 strikes my first at bat. He's probably going to do it again.
Yeah.
So 1-2 to Jaso, who has singled and grounded out. And that one close, but a bit outside. Donaldson to follow, and then Moss here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Hard slider down and in. 2 walks and no strikeouts for Felix Hernandez. It sounds strange to say that. We're in the 5th inning. He's given up 5 hits today. Jaso lifts one toward left center where Jones moves in that direction. He's got it. So 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th.
And that's a late movement by Felix Hernandez throwing to Jaso, who caught the perfect game, as you mentioned. And just a swing at a pitch you think is going to be there, and all of a sudden the movement takes it to a different part of the bat. Instead of driving the ball, the line drive, or maybe hitting the ball out, stays in the park in a weak fly ball.
Well, in Hernandez's first 2 starts against the A's this year, A's had a total of 10 hits. Now they got 5 today, and he hasn't struck anybody out. A's have stranded 6 in the first 4 innings. That one's hit through right field. So Cano was playing almost right behind second base. So Donaldson beats the shift there.
See, that ball would have been right where Cano would normally be positioned, but that's why Donaldson, and last night he had a huge hole on the right side. RBI situation right here. This ball is right there. That's going to go right where the second baseman would have been positioned, but you'll see him pulling as he did well, in this game. Fly ball centered walk last night against the right-handed Owen. He ended up pulling the ball on a slow curveball.
So hit number 6 for the Athletics as Moss steps in. Moss has 1 of those. Swing and a miss. The Mariners have moved Seager. That is Seager, who's closest to second base, to the right of second base. So the third baseman has slid over there. They've left Miller, the shortstop, in his same spot. And that one's tapped right towards Seager. He will flip to Miller, and that's a double play. So the shift works that time for the Mariners. The double play ends the bottom of the 5th.
I'm a crazy one.
The Mariners with a 2-1 lead over the Athletics. First pitch to James Jones is outside. Jones, Cano, and Hart 2, 3, and 4 for the Mariners here in the 6th against Dan Straley. Straley's given up 2 solo home runs. One to Corey Hart in the 2nd, one to Mike Zunino in the 5th. Close pitch. Straley thought it was a strike. 3-0. A couple of lefties getting themselves loose, getting their legs loose anyways. And a 4-pitch walk to the speedy James Jones. Hey, it's time for the AT&T fan photo of the game. Tweet your photo to CSNCA fan photo. Get your name and hometown down for a chance to be shown in an upcoming game broadcast. It's brought to you by AT&T. Joseph Stratton's from Travis, California. Alice, she's enjoying a day at the Coliseum. So we appreciate Joseph Stratton sending in the photo of his daughter, Alice.
Stomper's happy.
Stomper's, yeah, that's right.
Stomper look-alike. Maybe a wannabe Stomper. How's that?
Young lady having a good time. Cano hits one high and foul, headed toward the A's bullpen.
What was it? We saw Stomper in Boston, right? Up on the Green Monster?
Yep.
Green Monster
Stomper was on the road trip. Well, we're joking. There was a Stomper at Fenway.
That Stomper was not on the 6-hour and 45-minute flight from Boston to Oakland.
Felt a little longer than that, Rick. 0-1 pitch to Cano, and it's low. You know, sometimes, Ray, you don't overdo it to get a foul ball. You just relax. Just relax.
Well,
you
nice.
put your score. You put your pen down. See, that gentleman said,
"That's great.
It's like racquetball. Just let it come to you, right? Don't chase."
And he's probably a first baseman. See how he stretched and caught the ball. That's a good stretch up the infielders.
The ball will come to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jones leaning, and he goes, and it's a swing and a miss. The throw to second base, not in time. James Jones showing off that speed.
Well, a speed and a great jump, and combine those two, it's very tough. Jaso made a very strong throw, but Dan Straley tried to get rid of it quickly. Jaso did, but Jed Lowry trying to hold the tag. Look at the lead and the jump, and even though Cano swung straight steal, and the foot just held on to the bag.
So that's his first career stolen base. And Cano rolls it foul. So Cano, listen, he's a third place hitter with a $240 million contract. He wants the RBI here. But if he can't get that, he's trying to hit it to the right side. Corey Hart will be next. That one's hit right up the middle. Lowry ranging to his left, spins, throws to get Cano. And it does get Jones to third. Cano hit it right up the middle, but you see where Lowry's playing.
And a stolen base takes the double play away from the A's, and Bobby Cano, even with the big contract, and wanted to get him in, but worst case, get him over. And now the infield will come in. It's a big run at third. And little things that a hitter does won't show up in a box score, but teammates know, gives himself up.
And a hanging breaking ball, and Corey Hart swings and misses. I wouldn't throw it again.
No.
Not in that location.
Who was a catcher we saw at Texas and never took a pitch? I think Corey Hart's kind of in the same way. Boy, just
Chirinos. Let it rip, baby. Hart found one he liked in the second inning.
First pitch, high fastball, and tall with a great extension. crushed it.
5th home run of the year for Hart. Two and one now with the infield in.
Amazing thing last night with Corey Hart, how he swung at 2 sliders from Luke Gregerson that weren't even close. But then after he got a couple of strikes, he wouldn't offer at the same pitch. He ended up hitting a pop-up, but now Dan Straley would like to get him to chase something out of the strike zone.
3-1 with Justin Smoke, the on-deck hitter.
He's going to be swinging. Be shocked if he doesn't.
And he takes a slider, and Corey Hart, he was taking those pitches like he knew what was coming.
Exactly.
So that's the 4th walk for Straley. He's got 3 strikeouts, and now he's going to get a visit from his pitching coach. They're moving around in the A's bullpen now, not just stretching their legs, as Abad set to toe the rubber down there. Does not take him long to get ready. So 91 pitches for Straley. And he needs to make some big pitches to Smoke.
Now batting.
Well, he struck him out of the first or second inning, first at bat on a 2-2 changeup, and then got him hit to a ground ball to shortstop. So either one of those right now might work. Boy, Jones coming down the line as Donaldson's way off the line at third. The pitcher, you have to concentrate. Do not let the runner at third disrupt your attention and concentration.
Smoke got a fastball to hit, and he pops a foul left side. Young Mariners fan. That's okay. He's got the wrong uniform on, but we're going to give him credit for making a nice play. Smoke trying to get that run home from third. Infield back. Change-up and a dandy. It's 0-2.
I've seen Justin Smoke be aggressive and make a mistake up in the zone. But a changeup like this, he opens up and cannot make contact. Great changeup. Changes speed. And you don't even want to make contact on a ball like that. You don't want the hitter to, because he's not going to hit it very hard.
Runner goes. Pitch is low. So Corey Hart takes off, and he's going to have a stolen base.
I was thinking one way to stay out of a double play to end the inning is have the runner first take off, although this was a straight steal. No attention paid to him as he looked back with a couple of strikes on Smoke, but now the infield has to play in, and now it's imperative that Straley get a strikeout.
Last stolen base, September of 2012 for Corey Hart. Remember, he did not play at all last year.
Those were called good knees then, or on the verge of being bad.
Now the infield's in, and the 1-2 pitch is hit high in the air. Shallow center. Gentry coming in. Jones tagging. Gentry has it. Jones is coming to the plate. The throw is cut off. The run will score, and out at third to end the inning. But the run does count as Jones got in, touched home plate before Donaldson put the tag on Hart. So an insurance run for the Mariners. It's now 3-1 Seattle. Is now with a 3-1 lead as it's the bottom of the 6th inning. And the first pitch is ripped towards center. And Jones has it. So Cespedes, hard hit ball, and the A's have had some hard hit balls in this game. So the first 2 starts for Felix Hernandez. I mentioned how he's given up 10 hits in those first 2 starts. And that in 15 1/3 innings. Today he's been a little more hittable. Still amazed that he has not struck anybody out. Maybe he's trying to conserve his pitch count with the doubleheader. Who knows? Well, possible, I guess.
Yeah, conserve so he can go deep in the game, save the pin. But I think it's going to be a bullpen game for the Mariners and for the A's as well. Looks like it's going to be as early as the next inning.
So we all know how good Felix Hernandez is. Could he actually do that? Say, hey, I'm going to try to throw some strikes earlier in the count. I guess my question is, he's good. Is he that good?
Yeah, I believe he is.
Yeah.
That's the reason he got the biggest contract initially of any pitcher. But that's 3 pitches in this inning.
He debuted on August 4th, 2005. He was just a youngster. Most strikeouts since he got to the league. He is on top. Think about it, more than Verlander, more than Sabathia. And he was just 19 years old when he made that major league debut. You always read about the international free agent signings. A lot of Latin players get signed. Teams spend a lot of money and they sign the youngsters early. Mariners signed Felix Hernandez when he was 16 years old. Got to the big leagues at 19.
And usually that's when they turn 16, like midnight.
Oh, yeah, they're sitting at his doorstep.
Right.
Yeah.
Michael Noah the same way with the A's when they signed him out of Dominican Republic.
And there's a line drive to right center field, a hit. Jones picks it up. Reddick with a big turn. He'll stop. 2-out single for Reddick. That's hit number 7.
First hit for the A's that has not been an opposite fielder, up the middle hit. And Reddick got the count 1-1. Fastball in the middle of the plate. And Jay, the big run for the Mariners, granted the home run by Zunino, but the extra run, that a 4-pitch walk by Jones, or to Jones, and the sac fly that brought him in. You do not like to give Felix Hernandez extra runs. One, you might come back, and you just have to keep trying to get it to within 1 and take the lead against it.
First pitch to Barton is hit hard into the glove of Miller, who grabs it on a line side. Retired. A hit and a runner left, so we're through 6 in game 1 of the doubleheader. It's the Mariners 3 and the A's 1.
Time now for the AT&T U-verse rewind. Corey Hart got the Mariners on the board with a solo home run, first pitch high fastball. Coco, tremendous high-fives from his teammates. And then Derek Barton able to tie the game with a ground out to second base. Mike Zunino got a hanging curveball, struck out on a breaking ball his last at bat, but this time hanging curveball off the end of the bat, down the line, just over the 330 mark, and there's your game. Mariners just 3 hits, but they have capitalized, a special walk in the last inning. 3 runs, 3 hits. The A's out hitting the Mariners, but still 2 behind.
Fernando Abad has yet to allow a run this year. He's made 14 appearances, covering 13 1/3 innings. So he has been terrific. Pitched on Monday night, 1 inning through 12 pitches. So Abad comes in when it's time for change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up. Your oil change, tune-up, and repair experts. Abad facing Seager, Acme, and Miller. So 3 left-handed hitters. Sogard to first. Seager on 1 pitch is retired. Seager 0 for 2 with a walk. The numbers for Dan Straley today: finishes 95 pitches, 3 earned runs, 4 walks, 1 of them scored, and a couple of home runs. So not a bad outing for Straley, but again, the home runs.
The home runs, and really 2 walks last inning too. The leadoff walk to Jones, but also the walk to Hart, and then the stolen base. 2 stolen bases in the inning by the Mariners. So while they hit 2 home runs, but what we've seen with the Mariners in this series, they don't just sit back and try to hit the long ball. It's helped them add at least another run in this game.
And Straley now has allowed 9 home runs this year in 38 1/3 innings. So it's a very high number. Good breaking ball from Abad. So 1 and 2.
A lot of motion, and flips the curveball. Big poppy, and Boston saw that on 3 and 2 on Friday night.
And no chance there as Ackley swings and misses. So 2 outs here in the top of the 7th.
Good curveball, and then just threw a blazing fastball outside part of the plate.
Number 5, Brad Miller.
Great location, and the hitter opening up with a good fastball like that, no chance.
First pitch to Miller. Was walked and struck out. This is what the bullpen has done in this series. See innings pitched and pitches thrown. So what happened last night with Gregerson 23 pitches, Johnson 25 pitches? I guess it wouldn't be really an issue if it was just 1 game today, but with the doubleheader, that makes you take notice a little bit more. But still, certainly looks like the A's will be in decent shape for second game of the doubleheader. Miller to Barton, and that's a very nice inning for Fernando Abad. He continues his terrific season with a 3 up, 2 down inning. 7th inning stretch from the Coliseum. The 1974 A's team that won 3 straight World Championships. And on Friday, May 30th, and then Saturday, May 31st, we welcome back members of the team, including Raleigh Figure Sail Band, Vita Blue Jean Tennis, and my favorite player, Ray Fosse. There will be autograph sessions on Friday and a meet and greet on Saturday with proceeds benefiting the Jim Catfish Hunter ALS Foundation. For information and tickets, visit athletics.com/1974. So again, that's May 30th and May 31st. So it'll be a fun weekend of baseball, and I know you enjoyed a lot, Ray. You get to see your old teammates.
Well, this is the last of the 3 consecutive World Championships, the 40th anniversary, and as some of the guys said, we better enjoy it. I mean, who knows? 50 years.
So you guys are lucky. I mean, that one hit off of Hernandez. Cano throws, not in time, and a good start for the A's here in the bottom of the 7th. Sogard with an infield hit. Hernandez got a glove on it, it looked like.
Well, he did. He slowed it down to Cano with that great, quick, strong arm. You have to bust it down and slowed it down. Just whether or not it had been a base hit up the middle, we don't know. But Sogard just barely beat the quick release by Robinson Cano. And he went to his right almost as if the ball was heading up the middle. Then he had to change direction. That was just enough to slow down the quickness of Robinson Cano and allow Sogard to beat it out. Man, he could sling it and get a lot on it with his accurate throw.
Gentry, line drive, and it's fair. Into the left field corner. Ackley picks it up. Sogard to third. He'll stop there, and Gentry has a line drive double. And the A's had 2 on and nobody out.
Well, you remember the first event, Gentry lined one hard to left field with a runner on base, and that's a better fastball, and he crushed it. Fortunately, and good news for the A's, this ball did not hook foul. Just inside the line, and Sogard able to get to third base. And Mike Gallego held him, nobody out, and Sogi made it easily, and Gentry flying into second base. So there are opportunities again for the A's. 2 ground balls to the right side. One would get, or 1 ground ball to the right side, gets one in, gets him over, and this fastball down in the zone, and Gentry just dropped the head of the bat on it. What a great swing. Middle, right in the sweet part of the bat.
And that one hit high and deep and foul down the right field line. How about this? 277 career starts. 2 of them, he's had 0 strikeouts. Did it against the Twins in 07, against the White Sox in 08. He has 0 today. And that's a base hit left field. 1 run scores. Gentry will stop at third, and it's 3-2.
How about that swing? Talk about a late swing and a great positioning of a base hit. Jaso inside out, and you can catch a pitcher. It doesn't help you, especially as good as this guy is, but stayed inside the ball. And again, sweet swing to left field by John Jaso after pulling the ball foul. Hits the gap. Look at the huge hole on the left side. Play that shift and take it.
So Jaso gets his second hit of the afternoon, and now the A's have a great chance to tie it and maybe take the lead here in the bottom of the 7th.
It's unfortunate. Gentry with tremendous speed. You'd think he could score from second on a ball like that. As the Farquhar, the right-hander, gets loose, but he had to make sure the ball went into the outfield and made sure that Sogard was going to score.
Number 20,
Just the second hit for Jaso to left field. Amazing.
Looked like he was thinking about staying back. And
that's right.
So here's Donaldson. Nobody out and a run in the bottom of the 7th. Donaldson, a big swing and a miss.
Well, the Mariners, first and third, nobody out. They'll give up the tying run if they can get a ground ball for double play. And this is a hanging curveball that Donaldson just missed. And a huge swing. Got the foot down, just could not make contact. That might have left the yard.
Another swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. Hernandez jumps ahead in the count.
That was a great changeup, and Tom was a left-hander and Farquhar the right-hander.
There's a ball loose in right field. Lance Barrett, the home plate umpire, saw it. Moss to follow. After Moss, it would be Cespedes. The 0-2 pitch to Donaldson is blocked nicely by Zunino.
Commented about Zunino. That's the second time he's blocked the ball to runner at third in this afternoon's game.
Long look in by King Felix. Now he's ready.
Fastball in.
And that one's hit toward right center. Jones on the move. Jones still on the move. He dives and he caught it. It'll be a sacrifice fly as Gentry comes in to score. So Donaldson gets the job done. And the A's have tied it here at 3.
Well, excellent contact. That's all you're looking for. And Donaldson inside out as Jaso had done. Nice play in center by Jones, but Gentry knew stay at third, see what happens. If the ball's caught, you're going to score easily, especially with Jones leaving his feet. Actually, an excellent play by Jones to keep another base hit from being recorded by the Athletics. But it does tie the game. Felix is upset because he probably is well aware of that note that we showed about the lack of strikeouts. And he knew with Donaldson to plate, the only chance was to get the strikeout and then maybe a double play ground ball, but Donaldson did not let it happen.
24th RBI of the year for Donaldson. Moss is 1 for 3. He had a base hit in the first inning. A's bullpen is quiet. Double action in the Mariners bullpen. Inside, 2-1. It all started with Sogard single. Felix Hernandez may be mad about that because he got a pretty good glove on it.
Yeah.
But it rolled past him. And that's a foul ball. Moss was checking his swing on a pitch that was high, but it hit the bat.
Look at the fourth inning. Felix got through an error by his shortstop on what would have been a double play. A's tied the game, but well, there's a check swing and just took the ball out of the catcher's mitt.
That one's driven to center, and that's hit well. Jones on the move near the wall, and it's off the wall. Jaso around third. He's going to score, and all the way into third is Moss with a booming triple, and the A's take the lead.
Strong young man, and we have seen him go opposite field. The fastball drove it. And Jones, and you could just watch Felix Hernandez. He knew the sound of the bat that something good was going to happen for the A's. And Brandon Moss crushed it. To be honest, I thought it had a chance to leave the yard. To get out, Jones ran out of room and just off the California Sportsnet sign right there, Sportsnet. And Jaso had to hold up, but then once the ball caromed off the wall, he was able to score. And the A's got to Felix Hernandez. 3 runs in this inning. Unbelievable.
So when it's time for change, take Speedy Oil Change and Tune Up, your oil change, tune up, and repair experts.
Coming into pitch for Seattle, number 40.
bases.
Now, Felix Hernandez knocked out of the game here in the bottom of the 7th inning. The A's have scored 3 times. They got 4 hits. And 0 strikeouts. That is amazing.
That is amazing. Only the 3rd time in 277.
So here's Danny Farquhar having a good year out of the Mariners bullpen. Farquhar with a ERA of 1.59. He's got more strikeouts than innings pitched. Right at Cespedes with a fastball at 89 miles an hour. 1-1 the count. Farquhar was the closer the last couple months of the year for the Mariners last year. Now with Fernando Rodney, he's a setup guy.
He's also somebody that Lloyd McClendon can use if Rodney is not available.
Three and one now to Cespedes, who is 1 for 3. 2 singles, a double, and a triple, and a sacrifice fly here in the 7th inning. Infield in. And Cespedes hits a pop-up into the seats. So now a full count with Lowry in the on-deck circle.
Something you do not see often, especially at the Coliseum, the look on Felix Hernandez's face. He left the game trailing by a run. He's trying to add one more.
Cespedes swings at a slider. So that's the 2nd out.
Well, he didn't give in to him, and you just hoped as he started his swing he was going to hold up, but it got to the point of going there, stop, couldn't do it, and out of the strike zone. It's a big strikeout, especially with the infield in. Cespedes is trying to make contact, but not do it.
Here's Lowry, who skies one to center. Jones fighting that sun, and he makes the catch. Side retired. A's do big damage. They score 3 times to take a 4-3 lead as we head to the 8th inning. That All-Star Teacher Program recognizes Bay Area teachers that make a difference. Visit csncalifornia.com and vote for the 2014 All-Star Teacher, and check out the finalist bios and video features. The winning teacher receives $20,000 for his or her school. So Zunino to lead it off here in the top of the 8th inning. Now the A's have a lead. Gregerson is starting to get loose out in the A's bullpen. Zunino, a swing and a miss. Boy, Abad is just nasty.
Well, the one thing we all like about him is his good fastball, good breaking ball, Bugs Bunny changeup, but the way he throws his body, and just, it's not an easy look at him when he pitches. It's
a little funky delivery.
Yeah, arms, legs, body, everything, and then all of a sudden here comes a 94, 95 or a big slider. So it's just keep it going. He's been a great find for the Athletics and enjoying every second of it. 8 pitches in the 7th inning and 3 in the at-bat to Zunino.
Well, he's not, and he's not a wild left-hander.
No.
I mean, he's got a pretty good idea of the strike zone. He's only walked 3 guys all year. Now he faces the left-hand hitting Saunders. A couple of lefties now with James Jones in the on-deck circle. Slider down and away, 2-0. So you have 3 left-handed hitters in a row if it were to get that far with Saunders, Jones, and Cano. Way inside, so 3-0. These two teams have split the first 8 games they have played, 4-4. And a 4-pitch walk to Saunders.
A couple of pretty good lefties at Fenway Park on Friday, and this was what Fernando Abad did. A big poppy up, 3-2 count. Nasty slider struck him out and touched the walk Mike Napoli, and then Grady Sizemore blew him away with a fastball with the bases loaded. And Abad against those 2 lefties was outstanding. A 4-pitch walk to Saunders.
Your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen, for Seattle.
So we're going to get a pinch hitter.
Number 7,
Stephen Romero is going to hit, and Bob Melvin, as soon as Romero's announced, he comes out of the dugout and he's going to get Gregerson. So, as we like to think, this may have been the matchup that Bob Melvin wanted all along. So when it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up, your oil change, tune-up, and repair experts. Cancer Awareness Day presented by Zevia, the zero-calorie soda, and supported in part by Athena Water, Comerica Bank, Nelson Staffing, and State Roofing Systems of San Leandro. Prior to the game, 10,000 fans will receive a pink rally towel courtesy of Zevia. Purchase a special $28 ticket and $5 will go directly to the American Cancer Society. For more information, go to athletics.com/survivor. So the A's with a 4-3 lead. It's the top of the 8th inning. So some managerial moves as Stephen Romero is going to pinch hit for Jones, and when that was announced, Bob Melvin went to get his right-hander. So righty on righty, Gregerson versus Romero.
And pay attention to Saunders at first. Even though down by a run, he is always a threat to steal. Great speed, and you have to pay attention just to not let him get a big lead and a big jump.
Quick throw. Saunders is back. Yeah, Saunders is very tall, but he does have decent speed, and we have seen him in the past.
Well,
has the ability to steal a bag.
But even the bunt last night down the first base line and forced Johnson to make a bad throw.
First pitch outside to Romero. '18th appearance for Luke Gregerson. In the dirt and blocked nicely by Jaso. So now it's 2-0. Cano, the left-handed hitter on deck. After Cano, it would be Hart.
Gregerson wants hitters to swing at his slider, a lot of times out of the strike zone. Romero hit his first major league home run here, beginning of the series. A changeup, inner part of the plate with Casimir.
Well, not only was it inner part of the plate, it looked like it was about 6 inches off the plate inside, and he still was able to pull his hands in and hit the ball out of the ballpark. So Stephan Romero.
He's looking for an aggressive swing, hitting on top of a slider to hit it to the ground to somebody.
Saunders runs, and the pitch is fouled up into the second level. So Saunders was moving.
As Cap said, watch him pull his hands in. This young man on the change-up in pulled the hands in and crushed it, and no doubt to left field. Gave him the silent treatment of the club high in the dugout, but eventually jumped up, congratulated him on his first home run. I think you saw the shot. The guy said the ball was laying on the ledge out there, so he must have retrieved it.
I hope he did.
For his first major league. Didn't have to get it from some fan and have the fan ask for a Robbie Cano bat autographed or a uniform. See, that's what's puzzling to me. A guy gets his first hit, first home run, and somebody gets the ball, and they say, well, let's see, we'll take a Cano bat or something. Yeah. Well, how about me? How about just autograph for me? No, you're not worthy of it.
Ask for somebody else's bat.
We want a star.
Now 3-2. So Saunders ran the pitch before, so I would imagine he'll be running on 3-2. And Gregerson, he will strike out some right-handed hitters. So opportunity maybe for the A's to get out of this inning. We'll see what happens.
The important thing for the Gregerson to throw the slider that's close enough that Romero, if he's thinking fastball and gets the slider, that he might be overly aggressive and swing at a bad pitch. But you have to think, like you said, that Saunders is on the move. Just a question to get the strikeout.
He's got a good lead. And he runs. And the pitch is outside, and probably got to give Stephan Romero some credit, because pinch hitter, you're thinking, I'm going to swing the bat, and he laid off that tough slider, and he gets the walk.
Well, I'm sure he heard the scouting report about slider, even 3-2, and he just did not offer it. That's a pretty good pitch to hit behind the runner, but he took it, and as it turned out, works well for him to get the walk.
I think, Ray, you take a pitch like that, and the only way you take it is if you know that it's going to be a slider.
Absolutely. That's the scouting report, and everything is known these days, and they talk about the spray charts for lining up the defense for a shift. They also know pitchers' tendencies and what pitches they use, and Gregerson is known as a pitcher throws a lot of sliders.
Now you face Cano, 2 on and 1 out. So the game of the balance here in the 8th inning. Cano takes low.
And you just have to wonder, with Donaldson way off the line, if Saunders is going to try to steal. Seen the aggressiveness of the Mariners and Lloyd McClendon, the manager. And even though Robinson Cano is the hitter, it's very inviting to take off.
And Cano taking all the way, and it's low. Well, before this series, I mean, for the year, the Mariners have not stolen a lot of bases, but in this series alone, They've stolen 5. Now Cano is sitting in a 2-0 hitters count as Kurt Young come to talk to Gregerson. 2 walks in the inning. Kurt Young also out there, which will allow Doolittle a little time to get himself loose, and he is loosening up quickly. So the meeting is over. Gregerson steps back onto the rubber. Saunders at second, Romero at first. Outfield pulled around a little bit toward right and deep. And Cano, one after that 2-0 pitch, and Gregerson kept it away from him and rolled it foul.
Well, Cano took the first 2 like he knew the sliders were coming, and they were sliders, and they were both out of the strike zone.
Cano is 0 for 3. A couple of ground outs, a fly out. One of those ground outs was a 4-6-3 double play. And he watches that pitch drop low, and now it's 3-1.
And unfortunately, those sliders aren't even close to being close enough for a hitter to swing. You just recognize the slider, and where it starts, you figure it's going to be out of the strike zone.
So Cano steps in. Pitch is lined to center, and that's a base hit. Saunders is going to be waved home, and the throw is well offline, and this game is tied. Robinson Cano got in the 3-1 hitters count. He got a fastball and didn't try to do too much. Lines it into center field.
Well, the walks again. The last 2 runs have scored as a result of a walk, and 2 walks in the 6th inning. Came around to score, and this 2 walks. This time they do get a hit in the 6th inning. Scored a run without a hit. Ball hit hard. No chance for Gentry to catch the ball. Saunders' speed. Even hesitating, he was able to score easily.
So Cano gets his 19th RBI. A big hit there. And here's Corey Hart. Slider. Hart takes it, and it's low. Again, a hitter who just doesn't look tempted to swing, and that doesn't happen very often with Gregerson and his slider. And a fastball, and Hart misses it, so the count 1-1. Justin Smoke is the on-deck hitter.
Well, again, last night he swung at the sliders early and then settled down. This time did not swing at a slider. Got a fastball to hit, but couldn't handle it.
Fastball just a bit low, 87 miles an hour. Hart a homer, a flyout, and a walk. His homer was 5th of the year. That was in the 2nd inning. So that run, Saunders is charged to Abad. So that's the first run he's allowed this year.
That's right. 4 pitches.
Amazing. He's pitching great, but he walked Saunders in
on 4 pitches.
All of a sudden, he's got an ERA. And that one's off the end of the bat. Moss coming in, still coming in. He's got it.
You know, that makes that a great play as Moss didn't break back. There's a big swing by a power hitter, and Moss, very good outfielder. He did not bite with the big swing and break back. Instead, stayed close enough, able to handle it, and that's going to be it for Gregerson. But does give up the run to tie the game, but it gets a big out with Hart at the plate.
So Gregerson out, Doolittle in, and we are tied at 4 here in the top of the 8th inning. Memorial Day at the O.co Coliseum, where 10,000 fans will receive an elephant batting practice cap presented by Cache Creek Casino Resort on Monday, May 26th. Join the celebration when the A's play host to the Detroit Tigers. Ooh, those Detroit Tigers. It's a special 1:05 holiday matinee start time. For information and tickets, visit athletics.com/tickets or call 877-493-BALL. The dreaded Tigers.
I get to see Jim Price.
That's right.
It's always a plus. He's a good friend.
Now batting, number 17, Justin.
So Doolittle to face the switch hitter Smoke, who will obviously hit from the right side. 2 on, 2 out, a run in, so we're tied at 4. Smoke this year a .255 hitter right-handed, .246 left-handed. He's got a couple home runs batting right-handed. The first pitch poured in there for a strike.
Well, what Doolittle did last night was very impressive, and the thing that he did last night, backed up his sliders, and something that he'd not been doing since developing the slider. Of course, had a change up, but last night, slider, backed up, and then good fastball. And it's just back-to-back good fastballs.
Smoke checking in with Lance Barrett on that last strike call.
Well, maybe Smoke said, you know, it sounded like a good strike because it zipped right by me. Great location, a good fastball.
Oh, 2 pitch. There's the slider, and Smoke watches it go by. In fact, there was a sequence last night where Doolittle threw 3 out of 4 pitches that were sliders, and I know we've never seen that before.
Nope. But something that's important for him to do, and glad to see him doing it.
This one is popped up. Jaso will not have a play.
But you know, after the slider missed, came back with a fastball. See the aggressive swing, even with 2 strikes by Smoke, and that's why last night when he backed them up and threw a couple, 2 or 3 in succession, hitter was not able to do exactly what Smoke did. But this is lefty on righty. Righty, of course, the hitter. Lefties last night could not touch it.
And a fastball, and Smoke fouled it straight back and on the outside half of the plate. So a couple of walks and a single, and the Mariners have tied the game here in the top of the 8th inning. This one flared down the right field line. Reddick on the move, still on the move, and Reddick gets there, makes the catch, side retired. So a run for the Mariners, bottom of the 8th coming up. We're all tied at 4.
Summer is brought to you by your local Toyota dealers, and there it is. Felix Hernandez out after 6 1/3 innings. Gave up 11 hits, 4th time in his career he's done that. Pitching against the Athletics. No strikeouts today, and that's very rare.
A well-hit ball by Reddick, but into the glove. Looks like Michael Saunders now out in center field. Well, that's out number 1.
But you know, the one at bat the A's might look at, and it's not costly for them in this game, but had a runner at third last inning, and that was Moss after the triple.
Yep.
And he was stranded. And the first time today, this 4th time today, the A's had a runner at third in less than 2 outs. First time they did not get him in, and instead of adding a run, an insurance run, left him, and that's allowed the Mariners to tie the game.
Yeah, you sort of get caught up in the fact that Moss's hit gave you the lead. You've scored 3 times, but he's still sitting out there with 1 out. So there's Michael Saunders now in center field, and Romero stays in the game. So Romero in right. Farquhar still on the mound. To Derek Barton. Barton 1 for 3, a single, and he had an RBI ground out. That was in the 4th inning. And Felix Hernandez, a no decision today. Same thing with Dan Straley, and it is now a bullpen game. Sharp breaking ball. Barton watches it. So both bullpens are quiet right now. And Farquhar came on after that Moss triple. So he got those 2 big outs in the 7th.
Well, they threw Cespedes a 3-2 slow curveball out of the strike zone that Yoenis missed, and getting ahead to this hitter and can't throw a strike at least the next 3. I would think he'd go fastball away, but that's the question mark after doing it to Cespedes. Would he do it to a lefty?
There's fastball down and in. Barton rolls it foul. Sogard to follow here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Defense plays Barton straight up. Shortstop Miller is shifted over to his left a little bit. The outfield straight up. Curveball and a good take by Barton, and he's aboard.
Well, Barton wants to be aggressive, which he was back in the 4th inning when they grounded out to bring in the run, but also aggressive but selective, and he was able to hold up his bat, recognizing the curveball from Farquhar, and so a great at bat starting 0-2, ends up walking with 1 out. So a very good at bat by Derek Barton.
So Sogard with Gentry in the on-deck circle. Sogard takes a strike. See, Farquhar doesn't throw real hard, but he's got a pretty good little cutter, it looks like.
Well, cutter and a funky delivery where he kind of bounces a little bit before he throws and maybe distracts the hitters a little bit. He's been good. Oakland A's maybe a couple hours.
Yeah, not long. He jumps ahead of Sogard 0-2. Sogard has grounded out, walked, and then singled and scored. He led off that 7th inning with a bouncer that was off of Hernandez's glove and went for an infield single, and that was the start of the 3-run bottom of the 7th. Gave the A's the 4-3 lead. Now 4-4. Barton, the runner at first, and the pitch to Sogard is outside. That one at 93 miles an hour, so a little extra from Farquhar.
Shedding Sogard to hit the ball to the opposite field, at least in the outfield.
And that one hit high and foul toward the A's bullpen. Reaches the seats, so the count remains 1-2. That's the go-ahead run, Derek Barton. Another breaking ball, and another A's hitter laying off that curveball.
You know, it seems like the left-hand hitters are able to recognize the curveball a little bit better maybe than the righties. Of course, Cespedes stands out, but see the spin, that's definitely a curveball. And you see it at that point, as sharply as it's breaking, it's going to end up out of the strike zone. So good take by Sogard's following Barton.
And now full count. Well, Sogard with a good at-bat against Farquhar.
Got to put pressure on the hitter to make contact by sending the base runner.
See if A's do it. Timeout call. That was a little strange. Well, Farquhar wants to work quickly.
Yeah.
Sogard, on the other hand, is taking a long step out, and I think he's trying to slow Farquhar down. Barton with a good lead. He takes off, and the pitch is hit in the air to shallow left. Ackley squeezes it, and Barton back to first.
That was a fastball to hit, but unfortunately Sogard got under the ball. I like to see a hitter get on top of the ball and drive it on the ground, or line drive it, look at the location and swing. That's a little bit of an uppercut to hit the ball in the air and not be able to drive it to the opposite field.
So, Ray, Coco Crisp, they're calling it a strained neck, which,
the way he snapped,
you know what? That's what it looked like.
That's right. The way he snapped his neck, exactly.
So we hope Coco's going to be okay. And he really hit the wall hard with the neck kind of whipped back. And that's why Gentry's in the game. This is the third at bat for Gentry. He's lined out, and he has doubled and scored. Well, I'm sure Gentry will be back out there in center field for game 2 of the doubleheader, which will be coming up after the conclusion of game 1. And an 0-2 fastball swing and a miss. So the A's got a base runner, but do not score in the bottom of the 8th. 9th inning coming up, and we are tied at 4. the game. No, that is not Gaylord Perry. That's just his jersey. Your vote counts. Winner will be revealed during Hayes Post-Game Live. Follow the action on the diamond like never before with enhanced Bloomberg stats and more. Hayes In-Game Live on CSNCalifornia.com. Log on now and vote. The old Mariners jersey, and it is the Gaylord Perry jersey.
And that guy's just a day late and $1 short. He's wearing the jersey, but it was in 1982 yesterday that he got his 300th win for Gaylord in Seattle.
It's funny, you think of Gaylord Perry. He started with the Giants, was with them for a long time, and then he won a Cy Young with the Indians, and he won a Cy Young with the Padres.
Yeah, I tell you.
So you don't think about the Mariners, but he did pitch there for a little while.
You know, when he was traded to Cleveland, I'll never forget it. We were in Acapulco for the player representative meetings, and he was a player rep for the Giants, and I was player rep for the Tribe. He was traded, and while we were there.
So did you know him at all before that?
Yeah, he hit me in the arm. I still have the dent in my left arm where he hit me.
Really?
Broke a blood vessel in spring training. But Carol and I were sitting at dinner, and he walked up, sat down, and said, "Padna, can you catch it?"
Catch what,
And
Gaylord?
I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "Can you catch it?" And 1972, 40 starts, 40 decisions, 342 innings pitched, had a save. Most competitive pitcher in the world.
And that one is ripped down the right field line, and that's trouble. Bangs off the wall, and Seager hustling for second, and the throw just a bit offline. Reddick did a good job just to get it in that quickly, and it's a leadoff double for Seager, and he did it against Doolittle.
Well, the first and the ninth for the Athletics has been tough, especially in this series, and fastball inner half of the plate after he fouled the ball back that just into the front row of the diamond level seats behind home plate. Not able to be caught by Jaso, and Josh Reddick made as good a play as you can, playing it off the wall, strong throw in, off line, but a leadoff double.
A couple of doubles last night for Seager, and he's got another one tonight. So on the year, he's got 9, and this becomes a big at bat with Ackley. Corner infielders coming in. Ackley shows bunt, and the pitch is outside. Oh, we've see it a lot, Ray.
Yeah.
If you, in this case, the Mariners are going to force the A's to handle the bunt situation.
Right.
And last night the A's did not do it, and it cost them 4 unearned runs. Saw a game in Pittsburgh a couple nights ago, unable to do the defense. The bunt defense cost the Pirates a game.
Well, this is speed of Saunders, and played well by Johnson, but he threw the ball quickly because of the speed of Saunders, and probably looked up and said, "My goodness, he's already at the bag," and he was. Punto could not handle the wide throw. So sometimes the bunt works if you don't make the play, and it happened last night. Ryan Cook quickly heating up in the A's bullpen, right-hander, and of course Rodney, the right-hander, as Ryan Cook.
Well, on deck is the left-handed hitting Brad Miller, so Doolittle is definitely going to face the next 2 hitters. 1-1 pitch, Ackley. Line drive, Donaldson grabs it. Unbelievable. He was playing in, and how he caught it, I have no idea.
How many times we say the hot corner? That's in a normal position. Look where he's playing. And he is able to catch the ball. That's a double down the line. And, you know, maybe the ball was hit so hard that Seager didn't have a chance to even break towards third, because normally a ball hit that well, you got to be thinking it's down, it's a hit. Donaldson robbed him, and that's a serious wow there, because that was a great play.
So it's going to be a right-handed hitter, Willie Bloomquist, who's going to hit for Miller.
One time Frank Howard was hitting, big Hondo, and Brooks Robinson playing third base, some of the greatest hands in the world. Playing in like that, Hondo hit a ball before Brooks could put his hands up. The ball was over his head. And that was hit hard, and that's just like this one. And
so Medina and Rodney. Medina if the game stays tied. Rodney if the Mariners were to score here. So Bloomquist to hit for Miller.
Always decisions, tough decisions for a manager. You got a righty warming up, right-handed pitch hitter, but he's going to stay with Doolittle. And Bloomquist, a veteran, and seems to always make contact.
Signing the 2-year deal as a free agent. Coming to Seattle. I believe he grew up in the Northwest, so going back home.
Yeah, and had been with the team before. Played more then, more of a bench player now, role player.
First pitch, hit towards center. Gentry on the move, and he's going to get there. He makes the catch. Seager will hustle the third, and he will get there. So Bloomquist goes after the first pitch. He hit it well.
How many times do we say it, the importance of getting a bunt down or getting the runner over to third where he would stand with less than 2 outs? That fly ball would have gotten him in. Instead, he's only able to tag to get to third now with 2 outs.
Mike Zunino.
So here's Zunino. So Doolittle will face the right-handed hitting Zunino with the go-ahead run at third. Zunino 1 for 3. He homered in the 5th. And the first pitch is a slider that is inside to Zunino.
See if he backs it up with another slider. That's what he did last night.
Left-handed hitting Michael Saunders is in the on-deck circle. Swing and a miss. A fastball on 2-0. Zunino had to know it was coming, and he still missed it.
And that's when you know it's a pretty good pitch. That the hitter does know it's coming. At least he's geared up for it, and maybe swinging a little bit too hard.
And there's a strike, and it's 2-2.
Swung through a pitch, had a better one to hit, but took it.
Two pitch fastball, swing and a miss. He struck him out, and Seager is stranded at third. So we're going to the bottom of the 9th, and we're tied at 4.
Dr. Doolittle, how about this? How about this pitch? Fastball, struck him out. Another one. Now, the pitching is great, but the best part about Sean Doolittle is this. Coming off the mound after a big strikeout, runner at third base. Just watch this. Fires it, strikes him out, and yeah. Gotta love it. I mean, that's emotion there, man. Comes off the mound after that. Especially with a leadoff double, gets out of the inning with a strikeout of Zunino falling behind 2-0, and just blew a couple of fastballs by him. So Sean Doolittle. Now with a new pitcher for the Mariners, the A's have a chance to win it in the 9th after the Mariners tied it last inning.
When it's time for change, take Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up, your oil change tune-up and repair experts. And Yorbis Medina comes in. He pitched briefly on Monday night through just 3 pitches. So Medina takes over here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Danny Farquhar did a pretty good job, inning and 2/3 of shutout baseball. Willie Bloomquist stays in the game as the Mariners shortstop. So Jay Soto lead it off. He'll be followed by Donaldson and Moss here in the bottom of the 9th inning.
Medina, like a lot of relievers coming out of bullpens, throws hard. 96 with a fastball.
Nine walks, 12 strikeouts in 14 innings. So he can be a little bit wild, and we have seen that from him this year.
Jaso wanted to end it with one swing. Just happened to hit the fastball and pulled it foul.
Jaso's 2 for 4 and an RBI single off Felix Hernandez in the 7th inning. And did that hit him? I believe it did.
Yeah, it did.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. But boy, just right on cue, you just said it could be a little bit wild. How about at the feet of John Jaso? They got him in the back foot, and you know the way he just walked away, didn't really hobble, limp or anything, but overthrowing his Medina. Check the back foot, the left foot above the ankle. That is a hit batter.
So the winning run is aboard. Nobody out. Here's Donaldson. First pitch to Donaldson, and he swings, misses. It gets past Zunino, and now the winning run is at second base with nobody out. Pitch was in the dirt. Donaldson went after it, but Zunino could not block it.
Well, maybe 2 more wild pitches. The A's will have a walk-off wild pitch win. But this ball spiked into the ground, and Zunino, great form, but the ball just really ate him up. Hard breaking ball, hard curve ball, and biting action. And Donaldson now a little bit less aggressive. He's trying to move the runner over to third base and force the Mariners to make some serious decisions if they can get him there with 1 out.
Curveball snaps in there for a strike, and it's 0-2.
The curveball in the dirt that Donaldson swung at and then dropped the hammer. Great 12-6 curveball.
Donaldson a walk, a single, a sac fly, and a fly ball to center field. Swing, gonna miss. He struck him out with a fastball, 94 miles an hour. So 3 pitches. Donaldson strikes out and is unable to advance a runner.
Well, that's surprising. That was the pitch to hit to the opposite field.
Bob Eddie, left fielder.
Pitch to Brandon Moss with first base open.
Well, Mariners bullpen is quiet, so this is Medina's inning.
Yeah, they are going to walk him. I was surprised to see Zunino get down to catching position. This will be the likely logical thing to do. Well, the Mariners scored a run in the 6th inning, make it the 6th inning with a walk, ground out, walk, fly ball to center field. And he's got the runner at third, Hart trying to go. So
there's the intentional pass for Moss.
Well, April the 6th, and Lord McClendon's going out. This was a fastball, and it was to right field for Yoenis Cespedes. That was a sunny day as well, just like today.
So a full meeting on the mound with pitcher, catcher, and all 4 infielders. Fernando Rodney just taking a quick nap in case he needs to come in the game.
Just trying to see if he can adjust his cap. You know, it's moving farther and farther, and it just keeps moving. Well, the best thing about Cespedes and the swing we showed with the home run, first of the season for him, that it was a fastball outside, and he did try to pull it. He went with it and hit it out easily to right field, which he has the power to do.
1 for 4 this afternoon for Cespedes. He's about hit the Mariners 11-5 in this game. And after a full meeting at the mound with pitcher, catcher, manager, and all the infielders, catcher's got to go out and talk to the pitcher. How does that happen? I don't understand that.
Well, he didn't like the group session when everybody was out, so they'd go to one-on-one.
Keep it a little more personal.
Yeah. They forgot to talk about signs with the runner at second. Of course, Jason had already been at second since the second pitch.
First pitch to Cespedes is a fastball low. Cespedes singled and scored in the 4th inning. He's 2 for 9 in the series. Taps that one to Bloomquist. Bloomquist shovels to second, and a very close play, and they just got Moss. So that's the second out.
Fastball in on the hands of Cespedes, and you're right, when Bloomquist little shuttle underneath and Moss was not being held. That was a lot closer than it made it seem like it was called by Ron Culpo at second base. And Moss going in. I think he thought he was safe. Yeah, the foot just not quite getting the bag. And you know what Medina has to worry about here is a wild pitch.
Yeah, no question.
Get a runner third, and maybe the curveball would not be thrown as sharply as would be the case without a runner at third.
We'll see if Lowry can win it. He's 0 for 4. First pitch, and a nice block by Zunino. And that was a fastball, but it had a little life to it.
Well, Zunino kind of backhanded the ball, moving out from behind the plate. He didn't put his body in front and block. Just turned his glove to the side. Dangerous as it is to do that, he was able to scoop it and actually catch the ball and not block it. So if you're Lowry, you have to be thinking, will he even think about throwing a curveball and spiking it?
Lowry drives into right field. Going back is Romero, and Romero right in front of the wall. Reaches up, makes the catch, side retired, and we got extra innings in game 1 of the doubleheader. fan. Know It All with Sportsnet Central. It's brought to you by Hyundai, and it's tonight. It's at 10:30, and it's on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. Lots of highlights from, well, at that point, it will be a concluded doubleheader, we hope. Mark Jackson reacts to his fire in the Warriors, and the day before, NFL Draft. Ben Fried and David Feldman will host. Tenth inning here at the Coliseum in Game 1 of the doubleheader. So the new pitcher for the Athletics is Ryan Cook.
Leading off the top of the 10th inning for Seattle.
So Cook takes over here in the 10th.
Michael Saunders.
Doolittle win an inning and a third. 1.54 ERA for Cook. Cook pitched on Monday night. Threw a couple innings on Monday night, 22 pitches. So he's going to face the top of the order for the Mariners: Saunders, Romero, and Cano. First pitch, outside corner, first strike. Saunders walked and scored in the 8th inning. It's like that changeup from Cook, which we're seeing more of. He likes to throw it to left-handed hitters.
Yeah. And a good one, as it usually fades away from the lefties. A hard slider also.
Good fastball there, right on the inside corner.
And always good to have a catcher's mitt, get a little dirt on it. Derek Norris gets loose, get a little dust, so when you throw a fastball, it goes.
Yeah, makes it look 5 miles an hour.
It's at least that much, yeah.
There's a line drive. Lowry leaps, cannot quite get it. So Michael Saunders behind in the count, stays back and lines it to left.
We have seen this all too often in this series with Saunders now in the leadoff position and gets a couple of strikes, finds a way in this way to hit the ball to the opposite field, stays back, and well, again, leadoff double last inning, stranded. A's get the runner at third base, stranded to try to end the game, and now leadoff base hit. So Romero, who had a huge walk in his first at bat as a pinch hitter.
Well, is he going to bunt, Ray? What do you think?
I'd say yes.
All right.
He's telling everybody right now it's starting to.
Takes high. And this is an interesting move. Obviously, you're thinking, let's get the go-ahead run at second base, but it could possibly take the bat out of your hand of your best hitter. Yeah. Clearly your best hitter, with Robinson Cano in the on-deck circle.
But managers will think also that sure Cano might be the best, but you also have guys behind him.
Sure. You know, somebody's got to come up with a big hit outside of Robinson Cano.
Yeah.
Now it's 2-0.
He did his last time and tied the game. If he's going to give himself up, you have to give him a pitch to let him do it. Now a 2-0 count, he may not, and he's going to stay.
Runner goes, throw to second base, not in time. So that is a huge play. The pitch was called a strike.
But you know, it's smart base running because pitchers have a tendency to forget about a runner at first whenever a sacrifice is being put on. And the huge jump, and this was a straight steal all the way. I don't know if Romero even thought about bunting the ball. He's going to take it. Big jump by Saunders and another stolen base.
And that pitch is high, so he was bunting again, now trying to get Saunders to third. So it's 3-1, and Cook having some trouble throwing strikes. Three stolen bases in this game for the Mariners. Bunted. That's a good bunt. Donaldson picks it up, throws in time. So Romero, you'd prefer to make the third baseman field it, because then he vacates the base where you want your runner to get to, and that's exactly what happened.
Well, you'd have to think Cano is going to be intentionally walked, but an excellent bunt on 3-1, and Cook didn't want to walk him, so he gives him a chance to bunt, laid it down perfectly, and gets the job done. So it's up to Corey Hart and maybe Smoke, depending what happens, but it will not be Cano.
So Cano will be walked. Cano had the big RBI hit in the 8th inning that tied up this game. So it's going to be Cook against Corey Hart. And as most power hitters, Hart very dangerous. He homered earlier, but he also strikes out a lot, and he's not running very well. So you have a couple options to make this situation turn out well for the Athletics. So Cano with the walk. Bob Melvin trots out. He wants to have a quick chat with Cook.
Well, they've seen the Mariners run, and with Cano, possibility of stealing a base where you take away the double play if they do play back for 2.
So the A's have their own full-size meeting on the mound. Corey Hart today a homer, a fly ball to the left, a walk, and another fly ball to the left. So he's 1 for 3. Saunders is the go-ahead run at third, Cano at first. Outfield shifted toward right center just a little bit. And the first pitch, good slider, and Hart swings and misses. Throw 2 more of those and you have a pretty good chance of getting Hart.
This is a nasty slider, and also the fact that he threw it hard out of the strike zone. Remember, Ryan Cook gave up the grand slam 0-2 to Dustin Pedroia. They hung a breaking ball, so these are much sharper breaking sliders. You've also seen Hart swing, flail at sliders out of the strike zone and then settle down. So you don't not know what we're going to get from it.
And Hart, little emergency swing there, and now it's 1-2. The Mariners today are 1 for 8 with runners in scoring position.
Well, this is a hanger, and you're right. Late swing, thinking that with a hanging slider, might do something with it. Now, the infield, everybody's playing in back. Looked like playing for 2, but now with 2 strikes, a little bit different.
One-two pitch, and that's a swing and a miss with a slider. And Cook gets a huge out on Corey Hart. And so he chased a couple sliders that were out of the strike zone.
Well, this one very, very hard thrown, and Cook reacting as Sean Doolittle did. That was with the 3rd out from Doolittle. This is the 2nd out of a big one. And
Ryan Cook is calling for the training staff to come out. And he's squeezing that right hand. This was after the last pitch.
Well, that was a slider, and did reach up to adjust his cap with his right arm and right hand. Well, you have Smoke, the switch hitter, and right-hander is going to get up to start getting loose. Dan Otero.
So we just showed you the last pitch. Now watch the pitch before that. Just watch Cook and his reaction. And I think he may be feeling it there a little bit. See, he's squeezing his hand a little bit.
And Otero's already coming in. They're standing on the mound, and he evidently was already told, because Otero would not have started running in.
So So Coco Crisp has already left the game due to injury, and now Ryan Cook walks off. All right, we'll be back. Otero has come into the game. He's going to face Justin Smoke. So Otero, 3-0 with a 2.93 ERA. Right now our concern is certainly with Ryan Cook, who just left the game. Like his right arm was bothering him. Coco Crisp had to leave the game in the 4th inning with a strained neck as he banged into the wall. So tough day for the A's injury-wise. 2 very important players had to leave the game. So Otero's going to get as much time as he wants to get loose, but it looks like he's about ready to go. Home plate umpire Lance Barrett just signaled one more pitch.
Well, if there's anything good about relievers coming in a situation like this, is they realize they can take as much time as they want, but also realize it doesn't take them that long to get loose. And that is a plus, but I'd say this is a situation that you want to make sure you are 100% ready to go, because you're coming in 1st and 3rd, 2 outs, switch hitter, which Smoke will bat left-handed. We hope the best for Ryan Cook, because that was not good. Got a big strikeout, but that's up to Otero.
Saunders at 3rd, Cano at 1st, and Saunders is about halfway to home plate, and I don't even want people to think I'm exaggerating, Ray. Because
you're not. You're not. And boy, you know the scary thing about this, and when a guy comes down the line as much as Saunders is without being held, he can go 40 feet down the line, and he's doing it. That the pitcher really has to be calm.
That one bounced. Barton has it tip off his glove. It rolls into no man's land. Saunders scores, and the Mariners take the lead. Unbelievable. Barton leaped up, and he had a good glove on it. It just popped out.
And you know, if he doesn't leap and put a glove on it, Sogard is there maybe to catch the ball. But it was to him. He started in, jumped back, and maybe the step in, but Sogard was right behind him. And it's a question really of whether Smoke would have been able to beat it out. Yeah, you have to give him a hit.
So indeed, yeah. Smoke with a hit and an RBI, and it's 5-4 Seattle.
But you just cannot give up any more now. That
That was
15,
tough, but boy, you
Seager.
cannot give up anymore.
A tough hitter here in Seager. Seager is 1 for 3 with a double. He also walked. So Cano now at second. Shift is on. First pitch in for a strike.
And I have to wonder when Derek Barton, if he breaks in, watch him take a couple of steps or 1.5 step in, and then he goes back. So I wonder if that threw him off a little bit, because he's so sure-handed. You'd think once the ball's in the glove, he's going to catch it. But you're right, in the hard part, palm of the glove, and instead of the webbing. But that one step in, and as he went back, maybe wasn't able to jump as much.
Outside, 1-1 to Seager. Fernando Rodney, as expected, now with the Mariners leading, he starts to throw in that bullpen. Outside to Seager, 2-1. In the bottom of the 10th, it'll be Reddick, Barton, and Sogard, the bottom 3 in the A's lineup. Just a matter of what the deficit's going to be. Swing and a miss. Ball away from Seager. He chased it. Three infielders on the right side. Two pitch, and that's outside again. So now full count, runners will take off, which certainly helps them a little bit. Donaldson backs off. He can move back to what is pretty much a regular shortstop spot. Cano and Smoke take off. The pitch to Seager is lined left field, base hit. Cano is going to score easily as the throw comes all the way in, but not nearly in time. A 2-out hit for Seager, and it's 6-4 Mariners lead.
Dan Otero stayed outside with a sinking fastball, and give credit to Seager, who saw those pitches. He saw that he continued to stay out there, and instead of trying to roll over and pull it, he went with it, and it's pretty good hitting.
Yeah, that swing is the product of everything being away, right?
Exactly.
So here's another left-handed hitter in Ackley. Ackley slices one down the left field line, foul. So 3 hits in the inning, a walk, a sacrifice. A strikeout. The Mariners have scored twice. A little bit low, 1-1 to Ackley, who is 0 for 4. Ackley had a couple of hits and a couple of walks last night. That one's tapped. Otero reaches up and grabs it to first, side retired. 2 runs for the Mariners. Bottom of the 10th coming up. Seattle 6 and the A's 4. inning, and it's 6-4, bottom of the 10th. Closer Fernando Rodney comes in. 1-1, 2.84, 8 out of 9 in save opportunities. So he's got a 2-run cushion to work with. So Rodney, who will face Reddick, Barton, and Sogard here in the bottom of the 10th. Remember, Game 2 will start approximately 30 minutes after the conclusion of Game 1. And we will have Game 2 for you right here on Comcast Sportsnet California. In between games, as we'll be back in the studio talking about Game 1 and getting you ready for Game 2. So you really do not need to change the channel. So Reddick steps in against Fernando Rodney. So Medina goes 1 inning after Farquhar won an inning and 2/3. Rodney's first pitch to Reddick is hit toward left. Hackley hustling back on the run. On the warning track, makes the catch. So, Reddick's hit some balls hard today, and he heads back to the dugout 1 for 5.
Well, with Rodney, you get fastballs, you get palm balls, and no reason to wait around and take a good fastball because then he's going to start pulling the string. But Hackley, who as we have talked about, has developed him into a very good outfielder, and he showed it there with a good jump on a ball. Looked like it started over his head.
So Barton steps in. First pitch. Hackley coming in over. Now circling a little bit. He's got it. So just like that, Barton is retired. Remember on Monday night, Rodney came in. He got the save. He threw only 9 pitches. 3 up, 3 down. And here comes Sogard.
But as we've seen, and you give more than 1 run a lead to a closer, it just kind of relaxes him. And Rodney's a perfect example of that. Joe Nathan with the Tigers. You know, when he was with the Rangers, you give him multiple runs.
Well, it's got to make a huge difference.
Well, yeah, and closing's not easy. And you've got a 1-run lead, you know that so many different things can happen. And then all of a sudden you put a crooked number up, and at least the pitcher and the closer knows that even if he puts a runner on base, it takes a long ball to even tie it with a 2-run lead.
That one to center, and that should do it. And it went over Saunders' head. What a break by the A's. So the A's are going to get the tying run to the plate on what certainly looked like and should have been the final out of the game.
Well, fly ball. Rodney getting ready to get the air out of the quill and shoot it up, and Saunders is there, and it got over his head. Unbelievable. Maybe lost it in the light in the sun. Had the sunglasses on, and I think he lost it. Tried to pick it up as it started over his head. So there's your extra run right there. Wow. There's the extra run.
Crazy day.
Catch a break like that and realize, though, instead of the tying run being at second with the base hit to tie, now the tying run's at the plate.
And that would be Gentry, who's getting his 4th at bat after Coco left the game in the 4th inning. Strained neck. Gentry, a line out, a double, a run scored, and a strikeout. He's 1 for 3. Fernando Rodney catches the bottom half of the strike zone. Gentry goes for a long walk.
That was a pitch that was not called early. And all of a sudden you take it thinking it's a ball, and then it's called a strike.
Palm ball, it kind of floats inside. Jaso would be next. Missed again, that time with a fastball. So you see his fastball is 95 miles an hour. That palm ball is 81, 82. Boy, you think about the difference in velocity and movement.
2 pitches basically, and that's it for Rodney.
Two on pitch to Gentry. That one was right there for a strike. 93 miles an hour that time. So the count 2-2. No argument there. Quick glance by Rodney. And the 2-2 pitch is rolled foul, and there's the palm ball, 82 miles an hour.
Made a mistake, left it up, but Gentry just fouled it.
Well, you think of a palm ball, and it just sounds like it would be difficult to throw. He's got a good one, boy.
It's a kind of a glorified changeup. Just puts the ball back in his palm, uses all of his fingers.
Gentry hanging in there. So still no official announcement, but it looks like Drew Pomeranz will start game 2 for the Athletics against Erasmo Ramirez. 2-2 pitch. Strike 3 called on the outside corner, and that's how the ball game ends. So a very frustrating game 1 of this doubleheader for the Athletics. They lose it in extra innings. They lose Crisp to injury. Ryan Cook left the field due to injury. And when it's all said and done, the red-hot Seattle Mariners win again. Their 3rd straight win over the A's. And the Athletics have now lost 5 out of their last 6. 6-4 is the final. Mariners over the A's in 10 innings. You've been watching A's baseball on Comcast Sports 10 California. Don't go away. A's postgame live with Henry and Biff starts right now.